What's up? Welcome back to this evening's live stream. I'm him. It's the same day. It's just a little bit later. Figured I'd come back and do some reaction style content. Now that I've gotten some of the work that I want to get done completed. I'll start the live stream in the way I typically do it fairly soon when it's more than just me here. So if you happen to be watching the VOD for this live stream, I would encourage you to, you can skip forward. In the meantime, I'm gonna review my second video that I need to publish and just make sure that everything is good to go. Do some editing per se. Oh man, I just realized that I forgot to do something in the last video. Oh well. Anyway, actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into it. It doesn't matter that no one's here. I'm used to talking to myself regardless, and I don't think it'll make a difference if anyone's here anyways. So I have a bunch of Instagram reels that I'm just kind of watch, and some of them I'll comment on, others maybe not. But I've been trying to make sure that I put these in here every single day so that I have stuff to react to. So we'll go ahead and start here. Oh, wait a minute. Have I already seen this? I've already seen this. Okay, so May 22nd's already done. Okay, I guess I don't know if I've done this. I need to do a better job of making sure that I check these things off the list so I know what I've done. Oh, I've seen this too. Okay, so maybe May 22nd's done. Yeah. All right, never mind. Okay, so it's 20. Oh, it's the 26th. No wonder. Okay, so some of these I've already done. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with this, I think.
I know you're driving the fucking car of a fucking Nazi.
Dude.
The guy gave 3 fucking Heil Hitler salutes.
What is wrong with this man?
He's a fucking Nazi.
So what do you want me to do about
Sell
it?
your fucking car.
Are you serious?
Yeah, sell your fucking car.
What is wrong
Get
with
the
you?
fuck out of here.
Don't.
You're driving the car of a fucking Nazi. The guy is a fucking Nazi.
You're going to go to jail.
Fuck you.
You're gonna go to jail.
I'm not doing anything
You're
except
gonna go-
cussing at you.
Okay.
I'm
Touch
glad
me.
you're filming me.
Touch me, and you will go to
I'm
jail.
not gonna do anything violent.
Touch. It doesn't matter.
You're just a fucking asshole.
I love how
because
she
you bought
says
the
it
car of
doesn't
a
matter.
fucking Nazi. The guy's a fucking
It does
Nazi.
matter. I'm sorry
Now
to
fucking
say.
Yeah, seriously.
What kind of weak ass man must you be to go up to a random woman and curse her out and yell at her because she's driving the car that you don't like? What type of cuck of a man do you have to be? Oh wait, okay, I can say. I'm like, we're 7 minutes in, so I can say words. Like seriously, what kind of weak man must you be to go and yell at a woman because she's driving a car that you don't like? It would be different if the woman came up to him and was saying all kinds of stuff and behaving all kinds of ways, but that wasn't the case. It looked like she was minding her own business, and then this guy came out there and started yelling. Now, on her side, she's like, she kind of escalated. She's like, touch me and you'll go. It's like, at no point did it ever look like that man was going to touch her. And when he says that I'm not going to touch you or do anything violent, I'm just cursing at you, she proceeds to say that it doesn't matter. And in fact, it does matter. While that behavior is reprehensible, you can curse at someone. That's not illegal in our country. You can do that. It just can't move into violence. So yeah, what a weak man, a weak person. And if this is the kind of people that exist in a group, I would never want to be a part of that group. I don't want to be a part of groups regardless, but I would never want to be a part of that group, especially if that's the kind of behavior that the men exhibit in that group. I wonder if he would say those types of things to me. I always wonder that, because yeah, I just wonder, like, would they say that stuff to me? Because I haven't had anybody speak to me that way ever in my life. I haven't had anyone treat me like that ever in my life. So I wonder if it's for reasons. And if so, I would like to know what those reasons are. In any case, that's it for this. So we'll move on to the next thing in the playlist here. Okay, so there's some background here. Oh, let's listen.
I'm not doing it. I didn't eat all that y'all ate. Y'all getting drinks, y'all didn't get all that. I got this. No, it don't matter. It's my birthday. I got it paid for.
So it's her birthday.
So y'all trying to split the check? I'm paying for your shit. I'm paying for my own shit. We need to get separate checks. I'm not splitting no check. I can't wait till the other 24 hours up. Why would I split a check with y'all?
These are her friends, and one of them just called her a lame ass hoe. Wow.
I don't always do a fuck thing. I be by myself. I be by myself. I ain't
It sounds like the men are off to the side laughing. Yeah, that's honestly, even though she got a bad attitude, foul mouth and all that kind of stuff, I have to be real. I am on her side, even though I'm not really a fan of her behavior and how she's speaking or acting, how she's holding herself. I still take her position. It's her birthday. She's not even asking them to pay for her food. That's not what she's upset about. She's saying that she doesn't want to split the check because they ordered a bunch of drinks and stuff. And drinks are expensive. Drinks are not the same thing as food. In fact, one of the things that I often tell people when I go out is I'm happy to split the food. I will not split the drinks. The reason why is that I don't drink. So why would I spend my money on a habit that I find I refuse to do it. So her saying, hey, I ordered this one thing, which I don't know, it may have only been $14, $15. And then they're over here talking about, oh, we're going to split the check. Knowing they probably doing that because they know they ain't got that much money. So yeah, they ordered shots, then said, let's split the bill. Why should I do that? Why not get separate checks? She's right. And honestly, I'm going to go a step further. She shouldn't be paying in the first place. No, it's great that she's not expecting them to pay, but if I'm going out in a group and there's it's someone's birthday, I will pay for their food. It's not this splitting thing. I mean, if people want to split to help take care of their portion, that's the only time I'll take care of a drink, is if it's for that. But even then, you got to be someone who I like, really, really like, because I don't pay for alcohol at all. My money's not meant for that. She has disgusting, I don't even want to call these people friends. I don't understand this dynamic. You know, they're all at this table. You can see the body language. She's kind of all standoffish, back turned to them. And none of them offered to say, you know what, hey, since you don't want to split the check with us, we'll split it amongst ourselves and we'll take care of you. Just pathetic behavior from these people. Now, this looks like a guy right here, and I'm pretty sure the person filming, recording is also a guy. They're just laughing. Man, too bad. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Throw my ring out the window. How about that?
What ring?
Oh. That ring. Ha ha ha, not so funny now, is it?
Are you serious?
I'm real serious.
Why would you do that?
Cause we're all ha ha.
You're just joking around like we always do.
Yeah, we're joking around right now.
Go get it.
No. You will get it.
Go get it.
You will get it. What? I thought we were just ha ha and joking.
Go get it.
No. You will get it.
You don't think it's worth it?
What do you mean?
You don't. Why would you?
You don't think it's worth it for you to go get
You
it?
don't. You don't want that. You don't want that ring.
What are you talking about?
You don't care about that ring.
I just told you to go get it. What? Claire still ha ha? No?
I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to get that ring.
Ha ha?
I'm serious.
What?
Are you being serious right now?
No.
You really?
Joking around, I thought.
You really threw a... Which ring you had on? The wedding ring? The
Yes.
engagement ring?
Both.
No, you didn't. I saw one ring on your finger. When you
Yeah.
threw one ring.
No.
Which ring was that?
The one with the diamond ornament.
No.
Yeah. It's a shirt anyway, so it doesn't matter.
She says a shirt anyways.
What? What?
You wouldn't do that.
You saw me throw it out.
You wouldn't do
You saw me throw it out.
that. You wouldn't
I thought
try
we
it.
were joking around.
You wouldn't
It
do
don't
it.
feel too good, does it?
You wouldn't do that.
Maybe I wouldn't do
What is he
that.
talking about? Is he stupid?
Oh my God.
It fell down, I'm sorry. Here.
Stay there.
What are you doing?
Talking about stay here, like for what? Wow. It's disgusting behavior from her. I hate her voice. Not even lying. Nothing to do with her behavior. Her voice is disgusting. She's at best a 3, and she's behaving that way. And this man is showing the most patience. And man, wow. This is abhorrent behavior. Hopefully that man doesn't marry her. I hope that he got his ring and after that it's like, nah, you're out. Let's read some of the comments. Why would he marry a special ed kid? Oh man. Park the car, take the keys, go find that ring, put it in your pocket, get her wherever she needs to go and never look. Yeah, that's what honestly, the fact that he's going back and forth, oh, you wouldn't do that. It's like, are you dumb? You just saw her do it. What are you talking about? I would go get it. I would take her to wherever we need to go. And I would just leave. Period. I wouldn't even say anything. She could figure out her own way to however, it doesn't even matter. She could leave. And if they were living together, if we were living together, it's like, you would come home to your shit outside the door or outside. Probably not even outside the door. I would make sure I let the concierge know that no, you're not welcome. You can't come up. Your shit's in this box. Take it, go. If you are part of the least wanted group of people for a relationship, you should not be behaving that way. And on top of that, let's say that this man, for whatever reason, he's into black women. Well, hey, good showing here. You've ruined it for the rest of them. So he probably wouldn't want to go and date another black woman. I don't blame him. He wouldn't want to go date another black woman after this. If she, she could have ruined it for other black women. Because honestly, he shouldn't, man, if he went back to her, I don't know. And this man sounded regrets written all over her face, but just can't admit it. I don't see any regret. What is he talking about? Regret. Yeah, so many people are like, yeah, you need to get out of that. But I don't know. I don't know if there's a part 2, so we'll move on to the next one. Oh, let me make sure I'm marking these off. I just said I need to do a better job of that. Let me mark the ones that I've watched off. There we go. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing? I agree. It's way too much. All right, so here is some else.
Mom, go. Mom.
Look at her. First of all, I had to pause it. What is up with this? What is this? Man, I've noticed so many of them have that. Like their hairline starts at the top of their head. And then they have like this weird whatever going on right here. She has children in her car and she can't be bothered to pay attention to the road, as if what's happening on that phone is more important than her children's lives. One of them don't even have a seatbelt on in the back. And there could be other people on the road. I could be riding my motorcycle down the street and she hits me because she's on her phone, probably scrolling on TikTok. Look at her. And he's over here.
What? What? You wanna go outside?
What a shitty parent in more than one way. First, she's endangering her kids by being on the phone, driving. Second, this kid is pretending like he's shooting a gun out the window. Violence is their culture. And it's shit like this. This is why I hate people like her. It's because they ruin it for people like me. This man, and honestly, yeah, he may be racist, fine, whatever. But if you see nothing but people like this doing this type of shit, I don't blame you for coming to your own conclusions and saying, yeah, it's their culture. Yeah, violence is their culture. And you wonder why we don't feel bad for you. The culture or whatever. It's the culture. Not compatible with society. Really embarrassing. Future felon. I'm done being black. Well, finally, here's a... Yeah. He didn't do nothing. He ain't do nothing. I can't even say nothing. He was a good little boy. They never say good little boy. Like, that's not how they say it. He was a good boy. Yeah, this is... Not only is it embarrassing, it's maddening. And yes, these are future felons, most likely. They already got the head, and man, wow. All right, let's go on. And right here, practicing for future employment. Oh man, there's single parent household vibes. Yeah, not gonna lie, that's what it looks like. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so there's profanity. This child asked to stop recording it, but her mother asked to keep recording it for their safety. A Warrior daughter defended her mother for falsely accused for shoplifting. Okay, let's see.
Classes that I steal. Thank you.
Stop recording it now. You should not be recording it without our permission.
For my safety. Thank you. What classes did I steal? What classes?
Bro.
My classes.
Bro, I know who it was. It wasn't my mother. Do she got a white t-shirt on? No. Yes. My aunt stole glasses. It wasn't her. Do she have a fucking white t-shirt on? No. 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 White t-shirt. No. Pink shorts. No.
But did they say I stole them or she stole them? I didn't work in concerts or nothing. I don't have nothing. I asked the man that he had some swimming trunks and that was it. I don't have shit in my bag. I took my daughter to Zorba's to get an outfit to change because she peed on herself and that was it. So what glasses do I have?
So her daughter, cursing and acting like that, is still pissing herself. She's a failed mother. She's a failure of a parent. Her daughter is a piece of shit and so is she. Her daughter is a future baby mother of probably like 4 or 5 kids by 3 or 4 different baby daddies. I'll be glad when we get rid of these entitlement programs, or not these, but these social net programs like for women like them. Why should our tax dollars go to support them? These are degenerates. If that kid is already acting like that as a kid, still pissing herself, imagine what she's going to be like as an adult. If you can behave that way and not suffer any consequences, I can't imagine what you will be like when you're an adult. It may be, honestly, that may explain why half the adults in our population act the way they do, is that they've never been held accountable. They're told that they can do whatever they want and they get away with whatever they do. It's unfortunate. Sad for the kid. She's doomed. Yes. Little girl still too. Little Stills too. I don't know. I'm weak. She straight up told on her auntie. This is what this black woman came away with. She told on her auntie. That's what this black woman came up with. Let's see what these. I'm not about to log in. She's raising a little her. And what is she wearing? What is this? Little girl swearing yet not fully potty trained. Yeah. Loose attitude. Little girl that still pees on herself shouldn't be that loud. Future felon right there. See, the thing is that I disagree, because even black women aren't held accountable. So I doubt it. What'll likely happen is she'll get with some dude, treat him a certain kind of way. He may yell at her. She'll probably make some false accusation and he'll go to jail. And maybe years later, it'll come out that she was lying and they'll let him out and nothing will happen. Yeah, it's disgusting behavior. All right, anyway, let's go on to the next one. Oh, this one was funny to me. It's funny to me. Let's listen to it.
What grade you in?
7th.
Got him. Would you pay for a girl's BBL if she like asked you?
Oh yeah, facts. As long as she know it's a loan, I don't care.
Alone?
Alone.
She gotta pay all that money back.
What?
Cause the reason bitches only get BBLs is to make OnlyFans and get money. And they be making mad money off of this. Cause Ruby Rose said that she made $1 million off of OnlyFans. If Ruby Rose can make $1 million off of OnlyFans, then I know for a fact the ugliest bitch on OnlyFans is making $3,500 a month.
What?
Like I said, if I pay for a bitch BBL, she gotta at least pay me 2 bins.
A month?
Yes, a month. A BBL is $15,000, right? If she pay me $2,000 a month, then I'll be out of her hands in like 7 months.
Now, it's funny and it's not at the same time. This man is in 7th grade, talking like that, calling women bitches. And he knows what a BBL is. He knows what they cost. He knows what OnlyFans is. He knows OnlyFans models and what they make. And he knows that even ugly bitches, as he says, make $3,500 a month on OnlyFans. He has a lot of information. I can't take that away. Like, you know, you can't say he's ignorant. But I don't think that those are the things he should know. That being said, I do appreciate the fact that he is thinking like a businessman. He's doing the math. You can't say that his math ain't math, and he's doing the math. He's like $2,000 a month. If she's making $3,500, $2,000 a month, 7 months, I'll mostly be out of her hair. Mostly. He'll need to do at least 8 or 9 months to get his money back plus return on his investment. Like, you shouldn't be giving out no free loans, you know? All right. Not the BBL math from a 7th grader. Yeah, same, man. Lil bro got a bright future ahead of him. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're not going to be in any type of professional environments speaking like that. That being said, he has potential to get there if he, you know, changes how he speaks, changes behavior and all that kind of stuff. He has potential to potentially go somewhere, maybe. But yeah, this is, it's kind of, it's sad. It's so sad that it's funny. You know, I don't fear for his safety, at least. You know, I don't think he's going to be the type to grow up and start doing violent stuff, which is good. That's good. Lil bro can be my financial advisor in a few years. Man, a grown man saying that a 7th grader can be his financial advisor. You are a failure as a man if you are looking at a young kid as a financial advisor, a potential one. If you haven't gotten it figured out by now, man, it's just not for you. It's just not for you if you ain't got it figured out by now, bro. All right, so what is this? Why has this become so normal in the USA? A group of shoplifters threatened to call police on security guard trying to stop them at the Milwaukee CVS.
Might as well just put that down.
This is embarrassing.
Open his door.
What?
Open the door.
Or put that down.
Okay.
Huh? Go ahead, put it over there.
Why is it always, man, this is...
What though? Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. Don't knock on my kids.
Where your kids what? Go call them. Call them.
You can't touch me though.
She say call the police. Now, why is this melted milk dud of a woman with a bald head, with a ball of yarn on her hair, in this CVS stealing stuff, and then have the audacity to be smiling and say, open the door, don't touch me, you can't touch me, I'm gonna call the police. This is, man. I know I shouldn't hate people, but I hate people like her. I mean it. I have hateful energy for these types of people. Because all they do is they ruin it for everyone else. This is why we cannot have nice things. And you know it's bad when it's getting to the point where even a black man is saying that, yeah, like, I can understand why a lot of people in the world, not just in America, but in the world, don't like black people. Because look at the behavior. And I'm not saying that other groups don't have people who behave poorly, but it seems to be us a lot of the time. A disproportionate amount of the time. How about that? Maybe it's not the majority of the time. I think it is, but it's a disproportionate amount of the time. You know, the Black/African American, and that includes all of the Africans, we represent about 13% of the United States population, which means that a smaller group of those people are black people, me. There are not that many of us on Earth. Assuming we're 10%, it's 35 million of us here in America or in the world. And we seem to have an outsized impact when it comes to crimes. Now, I do understand that, you know, there are other groups, they commit crimes too. And yeah, they're different white collar crimes. And we can debate on, you know, how, like which one is worse and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the crimes that black people are committing are the ones that carry a more emotional toll because it's felt directly. You know, white collar crimes are more abstract. It's hard to pinpoint who exactly it harms. And even if it does harm someone and you know exactly who it is, it's typically, you know, upper middle class people, and it's not violent. It's nothing you can't recover from. This right here, even though it's not violent, it's theft. Which, you know, that's kind of that's a crime that people feel a certain kind of way about in a country where we have strong property right laws. This is one of the reasons why if you go to CVS or Walgreens or any store these days, you have to go and look for a sales associate or whatever they call them to go open up a plastic plexiglass barrier so that you can get something. And good luck, because, well, thanks to all of the, you know, what's been going on, the losses and all that, a lot of these companies are cutting back on the number of employees they have in the store. So there's probably only 1 or 2 people in the store. She's the reason why that's happening. She's one of the reasons. It's also one of the reasons why products are going up so much in price. It's not just inflation. It is inflation. Don't get me wrong. It's a big part of the equation. But another part of the equation that we have to consider is shrinkage, AKA these hyenas going into stores and stealing shit. At the end of the day, the company that purchased those things, they are going to make their money back one way or another. So she looks like a chocolate peep that you put in the microwave. That's what she looks like. She is the reason why our prices are higher. We're paying a tax because of people like her and their behavior. Y'all have no idea how much I wish that we can have laws like that, like in the Middle East. I think that theft should be punishable by having your hand taken. I don't really believe in jail for a lot of things. I don't think you need to go to jail, but I think that you need to have a consequence, a big one that you can't forget, whether you learn the lesson or not. I think if we take a hand, it makes it a little bit harder to steal, for one. It makes it clear that the next time you steal, you won't have hands, which makes it it makes it very hard to steal at that point. I guess you could use your teeth, but you know, if you're missing a hand, the next time you're going to thinking about stealing something and you reach and you forget and you realize you don't have that hand, maybe that'll be a reminder that maybe I shouldn't steal this stuff. I'm sick and tired of people like her being allowed to get away with any behavior, just anything. I'm sick of it. I'm very sick of it. And let's see what people have to say. Black culture. It's always them. Stereotypes don't create themselves. How broke are you to steal a box fan? Wait, there's a box fan? I didn't even see a box fan. And look, they're over here giggling. All these fat, disgusting women. The bonnet brigade. Every last one of them got on a bonnet and fake hair. Probably smell like ass. I hate them. Once again, offended by everything, ashamed of nothing. I'ma call the police while you stealing is wild. It's from a black lady. You don't have the right to touch me, but she has the right to touch/take things that don't belong to her. Got it, California. Got it. I don't know if they're in California. Maybe they are, but this kind of behavior is wherever they are. It's not just in California, but I do understand that in California and New York, they don't criminalize it. So that type of behavior is allowed to proliferate. And something in me think that, the conspiracy theorist in me thinks that this is being allowed to happen to sow more and more division within our country, to make each group hate each other more and more, to further divide us because something big is coming down the pipeline. It's easier to control us when we're divided as a nation. And this type of stuff is very divisive. It's got people like me even saying, you know what, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Unfortunately, as a man, I can't do anything. It's out of my control. The laughing bothers me the most. No morals. Send them to Dubai, see what happens. Well, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Middle East, I wish that we had that type of punishment for theft. Now, some of y'all may be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I don't care what you think. I have been a victim of theft. I've had a $110,000 vehicle stolen. I've had another $20,000 vehicle, a motorcycle stolen. I had another $15,000 motorcycle stolen. I've had $20,000 worth of stuff stolen out of my car, broken into. So they fucked up the car too. Laptops, cameras, iPad, shit that I actually had for someone else who was, very special to me. So I don't really have a lot of love or sympathy in my heart for people who steal things. And it's unfortunate that we live in a country where if I were to try to protect my property, that I would be the one who goes to jail. I would become the criminal. Which kind of sucks that, the criminals are allowed to run amok, but the law-abiding citizens, nah, you can't even protect yourself. Lest you go to jail and you will not be treated the same way. It's maddening. I can smell them through the screen. I'm gonna say, I said to, they probably funky, smell like ass. Actually, you can touch them and make citizens arrest. Well, no, I don't know, man. I don't know about all that. Usual suspect for some tissue in the floor fan. It's always them. See, it's that kind of behavior that leads to this type of rhetoric. So even though I'm not that type of person, I've never stole shit in my life. Because of people like them, they're going to look at me a certain kind of way. Nah, I know you think that. I mean, I know that there are a lot of stereotypes about Texas and what you can and can't do, but no, that's actually not true. I live in Houston. I know you may not know much about Houston, but yes, it's in Texas, but all of the cities, Austin is the one that leads the pack by far. And what I mean by that is in that type of, but Houston, even though it's in Texas, Houston is not like the rest of Texas. Neither is San Antonio. Neither is Dallas, Fort Worth. The Texas you're thinking of is the, hill country, like the interior or East Texas, where it's no city type stuff. That's what you're thinking of. But nah, in Houston, nah. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this perfectly this perfectly encapsulates black exhaustion. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
I said sit.
What the hell did she do with that dog? Why did she do that dog like that?
Take your item and leave.
Yep. Yeah.
I paid for it.
So take your leave.
Take me out of here.
Why?
You gonna take me out of here or what?
No, I don't.
Look at the bonnet. Why is she sticking out her tongue?
I paid for this item earlier today and I'm not leaving until I get a replacement.
Out there and found it.
All right, let's take me out.
Do you have a receipt?
Let's go. Take me out.
Don't touch me.
Take me out.
You want to go to jail?
Take me out. Take me out, officer, deputy, sheriff. Take me out.
If you don't leave, you're gonna go to jail, and the dog's gonna go to the ACC.
Excuse me?
If you don't leave,
My dog's on a leash.
yeah, but your dog. When you go to jail, your dog's gonna go to the ACC.
Let's go to jail, please. I love it.
Are you refusing to leave, ma'am? Here. Oh my God.
That behavior right there, only can exist when you don't hold people accountable. What's up, Cruz? How you doing? It's the only way that you can have that type of behavior. And you could tell that the other people in the store, they don't want to have to deal with that. They're just like, yo, take your shit and leave. And she's like, no, take me to jail. And look at how she's behaving like a child. I hate them. And then these same women wonder why black men don't want nothing to do with them. Oh, black men don't protect us. Why the fuck would I protect you? You disgusting bitch. Why? Well, no. This is disgusting.
I said,
Look at that. Look how she treats her dog.
Take your item and leave.
Yep. Yeah.
At least we know she's literate. She can read.
Nah. Take me out of here.
Why?
You gonna take me out of here or what?
No, I don't want to.
You want her trespass?
And he even says, I don't want to. And she's over here sticking out her tongue.
Until I get a replacement.
Not gonna refund it.
All right, then take me out.
Do you have a receipt?
Let's go. Take me out.
Don't touch me.
Take me out.
You wanna go to jail?
Take me out. Take me out, officer, deputy, sheriff. Take me out.
You don't leave, you're gonna go to jail. And the dog's gonna go to the ACC.
Excuse me?
See, one problem that I have is how many chances women get. There is no way in hell that I can be behaving like that, even if I'm not a threat. There is no way that I would be allowed to behave in that manner, and they're pleading and begging with me. She's gotten too many chances. I wish that these, I don't want to call them weak, but that's what they feel. That's what they seem like to me. I wish that these cops would just listen. She asked for them to take her out. They should have cuffed her at that point and took her out. But instead, we got this. I bet the cops wish they could have just called the cops on her. Yeah.
You don't leave?
My dog's on a leash.
Yeah, but your dog, when you go to jail, your dog's gonna go to the ACC.
Let's go to jail, please.
All right.
I love it.
Are you refusing to leave? Ma'am. Here. Oh my God.
Not all black people, but always black people. That oh my God came from a deep place. Yeah. Yeah, and poor dog. I'm like, what did that dog do? Why do you have a dog and you're going to treat him that way? And this is coming from someone, I'm not really a dog person. I know y'all, you have a dog. I didn't go out of my way to get a dog. Let's be clear about that one. But I have one, and I would never treat him that way. Or any animal. Why would you do that? I love having a prefrontal cortex. My fatigue is with the excessive amount of time wasted giving too many chances for them to make the right decision. Ask twice then cuff them. I agree. Y'all better respect the police before I become one. Oh man. The problem is that I don't think that we can do anything to them because of, well, there is a reason, which is a big conspiracy, but I'm not gonna get into that on here. Cause I think if I start talking about those things, I will be banned from YouTube. She can't even comprehend that people would fathom not wanting her there. Primitive activities. Of course, she's a primitive person. Damn, I thought the police were just killing members of my race at random. You wouldn't catch me talking to the cops like that. Agreed. This is what I'm getting at. I can never behave that way. Sober women, no matter how ratchet, don't act like that. Okay. Well, they don't see the point in detaining because they'll just be let go. That's just, I mean, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. I just said I'm not, no. Why would I do that? Why would I risk getting my channel banned for no. Now, if you want to, I mean, you can start a live stream stuff and do it for a few years and maybe I'll hop on yours and talk about it. But no, I'm not about to risk my stuff. Why would I do that? Especially when most of my streams are me talking to myself. Like I appreciate being able to talk to myself so I can watch it and like my own videos on my TV over there. Nah, I'm good. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Let the ladies Having a baby. Pregnant. I don't care that baby is sitting in her stomach. The baby is fine. It's sitting in her stomach. Wow. It's fine. See that she fine too. She fine. My baby be sitting here. Super. Oh my God. I need you to pick that up. I'm gonna pick that bag up. Pick my bag up.
He should have took her glasses and threw them on the ground.
Looking like a toy soldier about my seat right now. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey.
I'm disappointed. For one, fuck her and her behavior. But for two, why did he capitulate? Why did he capitulate? And notice that the woman's sitting all over to the side because they always say how they don't need no man. Notice how she's just sitting there. She's doing nothing. Didn't try to help, didn't try to do anything. I wonder if that's what not needing a man looks like. It's just sit there and hope someone else takes care of the situation. I'm glad that this man has some respect for women, especially for pregnant women. But at the same time, I'm disappointed that this is the level of bravery that we have in our army. That a fat, disgusting looking black woman could yell at him and stomp her feet and he gets up in fear. Yeah, so, man. Anyway, it's just her culture. And that's what I'm getting at. This kind of behavior. There's no reason for that behavior. I've never done these types of things. I've taken public transportation. You want to know what I do? And you may be like, oh, you shouldn't do these. But if I see especially if they're older, if they're younger, I don't care. But if they're an older female and I'm sitting in the seat and they're going to be standing up, I give them my seat. It don't even have to be a female. If it's an older man, like an older man, they have to be in like 60s. You know, I'm not about to give up my seat for someone who's 40 or 50. No, fuck that. But if it's someone who's older, I'm giving up my seat. Poor behavior. Offended by everything. Ashamed of nothing. Using the black victim card. Bro, I thought it was basic education to give up a seat to a pregnant woman. It don't even have to be education. It's just like, come on, like it's, you don't even need to be educated. I don't think anyone's ever told me that I need to give up my seat for a pregnant woman or anything. It's just something that I do because it costs me nothing to be a decent human to other people. And we build the world that we live in. If you act like a piece of shit, the world will become a piece of shit. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are starting to notice the decline of America. I was talking to someone earlier and he's noticing it. He's older, much older. And yeah, he's noticing that things are going downhill here. And young people are noticing it. My friends are noticing it. And most of it is because of people. That's the one thing that I think is important to understand. You can't just say that America is going downhill because America is comprised of people. It's a nation. So it's really the people who are going downhill. We allow this bullshit ass toxic behavior to happen and don't hold people accountable. And what it does is it creates this type of environment over a period of time. I hate it. You try to give people like her the benefit of the doubt, like maybe she was having who gives a shit? I don't care that she's having a bad day. You want to know how many fucking bad days I've had over the past 8 years? That's not going to stop me from doing the right thing. That's not an excuse for poor or bad behavior. Just because you're having a bad day, that's only reserved for children. And unfortunately, I grew up a long time ago. I'm no longer a child. So yes, I would somewhat agree with you in a way, but not in this situation. Not in this situation, especially when you're riding public transportation. No, it's different if like you're in your car and you know someone needs a ride and she's pregnant and you had a bad day and you're like, I'm not about to help nobody. Okay, fine. It's perfectly within your right. You're in your car, fine. But in this situation, if you see this pregnant woman just standing there and you're sitting in a seat and you're putting your bag in the seat and the bag can be anywhere else, you're a piece of shit. I don't care how your day is going. In fact, I think that your day should become worse at that point. And then she disrespects this man, calling him a toy soldier, and you could tell he's never had to deal with black women because he was just like, he didn't know what to do. You can see it. You can see it in his body language. He's like, he didn't know what to do. He wasn't expecting that. All right, using the black. All right, bro thought it was basic education to give. Yeah, good for the soldier. I've thrown the bag off the seat and maybe off the bus. She hasn't paid for the 2 seats, has she? God bless the soldier. He has lovely manners. Just another black person, and this is what we get right here. Well, black woman. Well, fried chicken. Well, watermelon. Would have thrown the bag out the window. Respect for the soldier. Why do they act like this? And you know what? Even though this is a racist comment and he's generalizing a whole group of people, I can't blame him. Because that may be all he's exposed to. And God forbid people like me get a platform where all these people who think that all black people are a certain way, they get to find out that, nah, there are some who are doing much, much, much better and who behave in a vastly different way. But they don't get to see us. It's only the worst of us. People like her make it easy for other people to hate us. How is anyone surprised? No class, entitled, believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment, usual suspects. All right. Let me go ahead and mark this as done and we'll move on to the next one. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, no, okay.
And she worried about what I'm eating in a bag. I ain't dropping that on her floor. She leave me alone. I ain't got time for it. Mother don't know who she messing with.
I just don't want to have to clean up a mess.
You ain't gonna have to clean up no mess. What mess is you gonna clean up and it's all in a bag?
And people be dropping stuff and they be eating.
Okay, well, I'm not a little child. I'm a grown ass woman. Just dry. I just want to get home. That's it.
She sounds like a man.
Anyway.
Look at dropping Dorito crumbs all over her car.
But I'm sure we just eat my chicken because she's gonna just be one mad one.
If you keep talking, I'm gonna end the ride.
Well, go ahead and end the ride. I don't get away.
Can you chill so she don't end the ride? I'm trying to get home.
Okay, we gonna get home. She gonna end the ride. We right here by the house.
I'm gonna end it.
Gonna end the ride.
I can end it. I'm gonna end it. Keep talking.
Well, you ain't ended it yet. You ain't ended it yet. You scared to drive.
Keep talking.
I'm gonna keep talking.
You gonna ride by the house.
You gonna get out.
You gonna get my money back. I know that much.
And I
ain't getting out there car so my money hit my car.
You can tell that black man over there in the back, he's just tired of it and he can't do anything about it. He's exasperated. He's just like, man, will she please shut up? Ugh. Embarrassed by nothing, offended by everything. In her defense, she hasn't eaten in 2 minutes and she's starving. Wow, that's a huge 3-year-old. Yo, they just put a statue of her in Times Square. Nah, she bigger than the statue, bruh. Nah, she's bigger than the statue. Driver is too nice. I would have stopped and put him out. I mean, the thing is that before or after they destroy your car, like the man, he'll probably get out because he seems like he's just trying to get home. He's not trying to deal with her mess. But this big black it in the back, I don't know. With the purple hair, and I bet you she funky too. She look like she stink. Why can't she just respect someone else's property? Seems simple to me. It seems simple to me too. I'm a grown ass woman, then brushes Dorito dust off her fingers onto the car floor. Yeah, I think I've got the common denominator. All women raised without dads. That's just my guess. Is it all women though? Is it all of them? You might be right. No, I think that is a common denominator, but yeah. Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything. She has no respect for other people's property. As soon as I saw them, I would have driven off immediately. Honestly, this is one of the reasons why maybe when I was in New York, when I was trying to get a cab, it was hard for me to get a cab. I couldn't understand it because I'm not one of them. And my mom, like, the hell? Of course, I learned, they don't really like to stop for black people. Well, I don't know why, but now I know why now. I wouldn't stop for black people. Just think about it. Most successful black people move away from other black people. Well, I guess when I say successful, I mean the ones who grew up in environments like where I grew up, where, as soon as you can, you leave it. Pull over and kick them out. You're not kicking this big well out. This woman looked like she weighs at least 250, maybe 300 pounds. You can even see the car is leaning sideways. It's not the camera. You may be thinking it's just, nah, this car is leaning sideways. She's busting this woman's suspension up. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so a child was having a birthday party at an apartment complex, and these two women complained that the party was too loud. We don't have to live like this. Okay, let's see.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Move your stuff.
Hey.
They already said I can move it, so I really don't care about y'all twice. So, y'all gonna move y'all shit? Are y'all gonna move y'all shit?
Hey,
No, okay. Then move your stuff. Then move your stuff. Then move your stuff. That's fine.
Wow. Okay, that's okay. Levántese.
I already did, exactly.
Llámanos a la policía para que...
I know you're young. Most people aren't willing to go to jail for something stupid, bro. When you have shit to lose, you're not about to go punching people in the face. That's fucking stupid. Especially if you have something to lose. Like, why the fuck are you gonna go punch someone in the face? For one, that's a crime. Okay, so now you're a criminal. It's called assault, in case you didn't know that. Number two, that does carry jail time, potentially. You can face some time for that. Number three is it makes it hard to get jobs when you are known to be someone who can't control yourself and resorts to violence. So all you're really doing is making it harder for yourself in the future. So nah, it's not punching someone in the face. Now, that being said, should our laws change? to where it's okay to do that. If these types of situations happen, I'm on your side at that point. Please understand that the only reason why I'm saying that we shouldn't resort to violence is because it's against the law. As soon as that is not against the law, I'm all for it. I'm on your side at that point. I'll join you. You know, you can punch them. I'll kick. You know, I like to use my feet, my shin, my knees, these elbows. This is pathetic behavior. And look, it's 2 black women. Not all black people, but always a black person. She was the sweetest girl. I don't care why they would shoot and kill her. How did I hear smoke detector beep outside? Oh, man. Here's a fun story. I don't hear smoke detector beeps. I'm a responsible adult. If batteries need to be replaced, they get replaced. If I were 2 white men telling black people to get off their lawn, y'all would have a fundraiser for them and 500,000 raised the next day. Future queen of Section 8 housing. They're already queens of Section 8 housing, bro. Look at it. What are you talking about? This is obviously, something where it's, they're getting government checks. We need normalize putting hands on people again. It was never normal, but I do wish that we can amend our laws such that when this type of behavior is around, we can do those things. I would become happier. Not a lot happier, but I would become happier because then I'll know at least that people will start to become will be held accountable because our government isn't doing it. And I understand why. Just can't talk about it here. And this is why people judge them. I don't know how to speak Spanish, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Ghetto behavior, just imagine if it was reversed. Imagine being this miserable. They were complaining about being loud in public spaces, irony button. Well, it's not really, it's a residential place. But I don't think that they were being that loud, to be honest. And even if they were, it's one day. It's a birthday party. Let it go. It's different if it's every day, consistently, different. But if it's one day, maybe even if it's a few times a year, so what? Let it go. Go join them. Maybe this is just the kind of person I am. I have joined random strangers in whatever they were doing. I see what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, and I get to talking and they invite me to hang out with them and I end up doing that. Why couldn't they do that? They had to ruin this person's birthday party for what? It's sickening behavior. Like I'm gonna check a 6'8" dude hitting on my girl is different than a 5'6" dude. She's not your girl, bro. It's just her turn. Gotta get out of that ownership mindset, bro. Ain't none of these your girls. Ain't none of them yours. Because they black and they feel entitled to everything, she's just jealous. She didn't have a united family to celebrate her birthday party when she was a kid since her daddy abandoned her. Yeah, probably. Hell, I would abandon her too if I knew that my daughter would become one of these, even with me in her life, I wouldn't be in her life. I don't believe in abortion, but honestly, I would never be able to have a child like this in the first place because their mothers are probably pieces of shit. And I wouldn't be caught in the same room with a piece of shit, which is that kind of goes to some of these women talking about where the good man at. It's like, we're avoiding you. That's where we're at. We're in houses that you can't afford. You will never find us. We keep it that way. All right, let's go on to the next one. Oh, this is it. Never mind. It's the same one. Ah, dang it. I just closed it on accident. All right, let me make sure I mark this as done. Move on to the next one.
Doing his job? New tonight, a teen is demanding justice after he says customers attacked him at his place of employment in Cordova Sunday evening.
Darcy, the victim is only 17 years old, trying to do his job as a host here at Cheddar's. Now, he said he wants justice for the men responsible for putting him in the hospital and almost taking his life.
I hope they catch you. You're gonna regret what you did.
It was a busy Sunday night at Cheddar's in Cordova until a group of 8 came in for dinner. It was an hour-long wait. The 17-year-old host, who asked we not release his name, said the only option was to separate the party.
The girl in the green, she said she don't like the table, so she'll rather get a big table. So I said it's still gonna be a free minute, so they left.
He says the group came back and still demanded a bigger table. Then, he says, a man in the group confronted him and punched him in the face.
His whole family came towards me and started jumping me, and then after that, this when I blacked out. I don't remember nothing.
The victim's mother, Letitia Ford, says once she arrived, she found her son like this, lying on the ground while paramedics were working on him.
For these people to be, twice his size, that's unacceptable. That's very unacceptable.
Memphis police say the suspects left the restaurant in this large white SUV. We reached out to Cheddar's corporate office for answers.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
We didn't get a response, but Ford says she was not happy with the way the restaurant handled the situation.
Corporate called me, and the only thing they asked was, did we need any food? I don't want any food. I want justice for my son.
Wow. First of all, this is oh my gosh. There's so many different directions we can take this. I wonder if there's a GoFundMe for this kid that the black community is going to rally around. This is a kid. Let's keep that in mind. He's 17. That's a teenager. That's a kid. He's in high school. He's not even graduated yet. This is probably his first job. He's trying to be trying to go into adulthood the right way. And for these big backs to come in and be upset at a situation that the host has no control over, and on top of that, to physically assault him and almost kill him over a table, man, that's fucked up. His mom is saying, they should have known, like, they're twice the size. I don't give a fuck about the size. You shouldn't be doing that. Why are you going to a public place? If they can't seat you, wait. If you don't want to wait, leave. This is embarrassing. And when we have black people all over the world saying, oh, like white people racist and all this kind of shit, it's like, well, in my experience, the group that does the most harm to black people are other black people. Yes, black people, we have a high murder rate, but most of the murderers within our own race, so kill other black people. I wonder if the people who stole my shit were black. Maybe. They stole it from a black man. Another black person. It's disgusting behavior. So you can't go around saying that you care about black people, and at the same time you go to a restaurant like this and decide to beat up an employee doing their job who happens to be black. And I want to be clear, I don't really truly care what his race is. If this was a white person, an Asian person, I'm gonna just go white, yellow, brown, black. I don't care. I don't care what they are. It's unacceptable. Ghetto fatigue. A hardworking kid gets beat up for not having a table available. It's not even his fault. That's just not right. A host makes minimum wage. All that for minimum wage. Yeah, I mean, and I can understand like the mother being upset with Cheddar's corporate. No, but at the end of the day, like, it wasn't Cheddar's. I'm pretty sure if you go to Cheddar's HQ, you're not gonna see these ghetto people there. You just wouldn't see them. That being said, I think that Cheddar's could have did more than just say, hey, if you need any free food, come on. However, at the same time, it's the community that it's in. It has nothing to do with Cheddar's itself. I've only been to a Cheddar's once, with someone in the past, and there was none of that kind of thing going on. So it's the people, right? So if you're in an area where it's none of them, you'll probably have a decent experience and you probably won't get beat up. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of businesses don't want to do business in these types of environments, because the employees are in danger and the business is at risk of losing money because they steal shit. They destroy everything around them. I'm at a point now where I'm thinking maybe they should just be put in cages. We don't need them in our society. What do they contribute to our society, really? Why do we need them? And more importantly, why do we want them around still? And I'm being serious. What do these people contribute to our society? I don't know why Siri is talking right now, but hey. Damn, I think some people work for, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're all tired of this crap. Throw them in jail where they belong. Attacking children is not okay. Attacking anyone is not okay. I'm growing sick and tired of this. Oh, please someone think of the women and children BS. Fuck that. No. This is not okay all around. It's not okay. She doesn't need to call corporate. She needs to call the local police. Does anyone have a brain in Cordova? I'm pretty sure the police were called. That's why, never mind. Just usual suspects. What's going on with this world? It's not the world. It's not the world. This is local mindset. I've noticed this with people who've never been anywhere. I'm sorry, and I can't help but call you locals, because like that's what you are. It's just like, it's not the world. It's mostly wherever you exist. And when I say you, I'm referring to ghetto. Obviously, it's not all ghetto. I've gone places and I've not experienced this. In fact, I haven't been around that type of stuff, 20 plus years? I forgot what black people were like for a minute until I started, started going. One of my friends, he wanted to go somewhere. And I was just like, man, like, we can't come over here too often because I hate it over here. Just ghetto. I'm like, I don't want to bring my car over here. Cause this is back when I was driving nicer cars. I'm just like, nah. I would even tell him, I was like, we can go somewhere, but we can't take these cars. We need to take something else, or we need to Uber. We're not taking, we're not taking that. Don't wear your watch around me, bro. I tell them that too. I'm like, keep your watch at home or put the shit in my glove compartment. Cause I don't need you with this watch. Cause it's one of those types of things. I'm just like, nah, I worry about shit like that. Her son was beaten at work and the company offered a free meal. To be fair, I know it sucks. It's not the company's fault. This right here feels like shifting blame. Why isn't he talking about the 8 black people who beat up this 17-year-old kid while he was at work? This right here, this is part of the problem. It's that, I don't know, man. It's fucking idiots. Police did arrest and charge 4 suspects in connection with the beating of a teenage host at Cheddar's restaurant. That was the mugshots. Brittany, Brantley, Caitlin, Darius, they're all, and Carol, big backs, were charged with aggravated assault. The incident occurred after the group became upset about the time it took. See, are they going to jail though? Black on black crime again? Yeah, Black people did this to a young black man trying to work hard. This is just sad. Race war? Y'all would have to stop robbing and killing each other to even think about it. Do better. Twice his size and twice his age. 8 against 1, put them all in jail. I don't think jail is enough. I don't think jail is enough. I don't want these people in my society. We don't have to kill them. I would prefer it. We don't have to do that, but they should be exiled. Send them somewhere else. We have territories all around the world. I'm pretty sure we have mostly uninhabited territories. We should make one of those territories a prison colony for people like this. If you don't want to become a meaningful contributor to our society, then get the fuck out. Sue the company. As well, he should have been safe at his workplace. Yeah. No, don't sue the company, because all you're going to do then is you're going to make sure that other companies say, all right, we're not going to establish any type of business in these communities because this type of shit can happen. So no, I don't think suing the company is appropriate here. What would you be suing them for? Like, really, it's a place of business that's open to the public. What are you going to sue them for? They didn't do anything wrong here. The company. It's very rare that I'm going to just take a company side, but we got to be real here. The company did nothing wrong in this situation. Just be clear, I am religious. I'm just channeling my mom. She's hella religious. Wait, what are we talking about? Religious? What? Oh, I mean, I'm not religious either, but what they're doing, this is evil behavior. Seriously. And then to leave him like, man, come on, man. I think jail is not enough. They need to be interrogated using enhanced interrogation techniques. All of them. They should not come back home the same people. They should come back home with trauma. I'm talking about bad shit. Like bamboo on their fingernails type shit. That's the type of shit that they deserve. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, okay, all right. Let's see what she has to say.
Stop fucking running from me.
Guess the race of the person who did that. I'll tell you, they were black. Of course they were. And this is why I don't even like to be around my own people. If I was that person in the other booth that got rants all over me, bro, I would have been so mad. Because why are you even doing that? And the person who did it in the comments was defending their actions, talking about it's funny, it's a joke. You're weird. You're weird, bro. Honestly, please be racist towards black people. Maybe that's going to help them stop being like this. Because there's no saving the black community at this point. They're loud, obnoxious, irritating, rude, ghetto. I don't like to be around them. They have more cons than pros. So yeah, hopefully black people can stop acting like this. Because them acting like this impacts me. Because people are going to automatically think I act like this. Because that's how racial profiling happens. I blame the people who act like this, not the people who racially profile me. Because if they didn't act like this, I wouldn't be getting racially profiled.
It's a smart girl. And I agree. I'm 100% on her side on this one. I hate people like this. Not her, but who she's describing. And I mean it. Before, I was more of a just like, you know, mostly nonchalant, but nah, I'm starting to have energy for these people. I'm starting to have energy for these people, and it's not good energy. I hate them. I wish them death. I hate the people who love them. That's how deep it goes. I hate the people that gave birth to them. I want to attack you, but this is a form of self-hate. God bless you, young lady. Nah, this ain't self-hate. It's not self-hate. Other black people is not her. This is what I would call a coon. It's the crab. That's what this is. This is a crab. He's saying, no, 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 you're in this bucket with us. And he's trying to pull her back down with him. But nah, we're not a monolith. I don't hate myself. I'm very clear in who I hate. It ain't me. It's you. It's like, don't conflate the two. I know who I am and I know who you are, and we're not the same. And just because I hate you don't mean that I have to hate myself. That's not how this works. It may work that way in your feeble mind, but not in mine. The second you start speaking so eloquently, that racial profiling goes out the window. Don't worry about it. You're a very nice young lady. God bless. This person, who is also, he seems to be a white person, he is right. And I've noticed this in my own life. I live in a zip code that not a lot of people like me live in. And when I'm walking down the streets with my dog, because I do these long walks, like I did like a 3.5, 4 mile walk before I started the live stream. And I'm doing my walks, I'm talking to the neighbors, and sometimes we have these long conversations where I'm just like, man, it ruined my walk, because now like we've been over here talking for 45 minutes. I just need to go back, because it had, and what I found is that as soon as they start to speak with me and I speak back, because, you know, they'll say hi. I live in Texas after all. We're still the South, even though we have a lot of transplants here now. A lot of the natives, we still have our same culture, which is when you're walking down the street, you know, if a car drives by, we wave at each other. Even if, you know, I'm walking and they're in the car, if we're in the car, sometimes we'll wave. Like if we just wave. If you're walking on the street and you see someone on the other side of the street, you wave. If you're on the same side part of the sidewalk, you wave. That kind of stuff happens. And what I found is that when I talk to people, guard goes down. And no, I don't change how I talk. I'm not a code switcher. I'm me. I'm 100% me. I talk the way I talk here. And it's very interesting when their eyes light up, because it's almost as if they're not expecting someone like me to have the level of conversations that we sometimes have. And as a result of, you know, these types of behaviors, people in the neighborhood know me now. I've been walking the neighborhood for 8 years. You may not believe it, but there are not a lot of 6'4" black dudes with a dog walking around. Sometimes I walk late at night. You know, I'll start my walk at 11 p.m. and I'm walking until like 1 in the morning. People know me now. And I'm not even like, we have private security for this neighborhood. So like the police they're private police. They're kind of City of Houston, but not really. We have our own kind of police over here. Sometimes when I'm walking, they'll come up and they'll be like, how you doing? But like, how you doing? One time he's like, can you bring a light next time? Cause he's like, it's dark on this street and the lights are not working. So make sure you bring a light so you're safe. It's interesting how you're treated when you're not a piece of shit. So I've often heard about racists and all that kind of stuff. I just haven't met them yet. Even people who are racist seem to like me for whatever reason. She knows what's up. Agreed. Everybody don't need to have a podcast mic, and you obviously don't need it, bro, or sis, or whatever you is, but you just yapping. I wonder if this is a black person. It probably is. Because that's the first thing they do. They try to hate. And I would be happy to have some of these hating ass black people to be on my stream and see if I give a fuck. I might hit them where it hurt. Cause I'm not in a position. Y'all might find out I can become a very mean person. I try not to be, but I could be a mean because I know how to tear people down because I came from that. I'm Hawaiian, and even lately, other Hawaiians are calling out our fellow Hawaiians to do better and take accountability. It's awesome that you're doing this because at the end of the day, all we want is the best for our peeps. Much love, fam. Yes, I hope that this girl continues to speak up. And if she continues to do it for a long enough period of time, she will become incredibly successful. And she will be able to live a life where she don't even have to see these people. Sadly, this is our reality. You are a gem. I agree. Also, you are incredibly brave for speaking up. Agreed. We are humans. Division happens when pride is prioritized. Unfortunately, the program is to make people act like this. The fault belongs to the individual that falls for the propaganda. He's getting at what and yeah, we got a coon here coming in with the Uncle Ruckus. It's like, nah, this ain't that. Y'all are just shitty people and not likable. The world doesn't like you. That's the thing. Like, I don't think that a lot of black people realize that most people on planet Earth hate you. Literally. You have no other, you really don't have many places to go. At all. There are not that many places that are going to accept you. America is the exception, which is why I hate when people act this way or when people come into our country and like disrespect it, because where else can you go? I've been around the world, and I mean, yes, there are some countries that have some things that are better than what we have going on here, but as a whole, nah, not really. Even though, you know, we're not truly free, there are a lot of cons to living here. It's like a pressure cooker in this country. I get that. But even then, like, I'd rather be here than in 90% of the countries on earth. If someone did that to them, guarantee they would not find it funny. This young lady has a very old soul. Break the generational domestic cycle passed down from generation to generation. Welcome to the white brotherhood. We accept you with open arms, homie. And we got another coon. Obviously a dreadhead drinking alcohol. That's on the profile pic. Trying to flex with his, what, 40 grand a year that he makes probably. All right, let me go ahead and mark this as done. We'll move on to the next one. And I'm almost done with the Instagram stuff, and then I will go and we'll watch a YouTube video. Maybe I'll do 2 today. We'll see if there's conversation. I'm happy to go along. All right, let's see what we got here. He's feeling the fatigue. Okay, let's see what's going on.
I need to run back home. It should charge whatever it's gonna charge on the app if you go back.
I can circle around, but then I'll have to cancel the ride because I'm already too far away. So I can loop back around, but then you'll have to reorder it.
No, because then I'm gonna be paying the whole $13 again.
That's the point.
Let me know you'd like me to do. I'm gonna drop you.
Go, drop me off, because that's stupid. I'm not about to pay a whole another $15, $20, $13.
Do you want me to drop you back home or not? I'm telling you what your options are.
I'll just cancel the ride.
Okay.
Thank you. Never been through this. It's that white so please.
Okay.
Then it makes it about race.
Nothing to do with the race, but if you're gonna act like a then be a
I'll be one.
All right.
Thank you.
And get the out of my car.
I will.
Yeah, she's a terrible person. However, I got to call him out too. If you lose frame over that, and like you could tell he's just trying to say it to her, and it didn't really work. So it seems like he thought he was going to get a certain kind of reaction, and it didn't really happen. Not all of us care about being called that word. I don't. Like I said, I had to respect you for what you think about me to matter, and I agree. He don't have to say all that, but at the same time, it's like she brought up race, and I agree. He didn't have to say all that, but she brought up race, and she was behaving a certain kind of way, and we don't know how she was behaving or what she was saying up until that point. We don't know. But yeah, I agree. I'm 100% on you. He didn't have to say all that. And honestly, it made him look like a weaker person. He exhibited bitch energy. That's what that was. And it's not a great look for him. He's correct, button. I don't blame the driver. Not gonna lie. You can see him rev that hard R up, bro. It's like, and that's why you don't have a car. Sorry, ma'am, your race card expired. Black fatigue. He had temporary pass on that one. Wasn't even trying to use it either. She just had to keep poking and poking from a black man. Employee of the month in my eyes from a black man. Glad he said it from a black man. Is this why black women hate us? Because we don't cape behind their poor behavior? And I understand that it's not all black women. I get that. But it's always black women. What a wonderful woman. Bet she has so much to offer the world. No car, arguing about race because she didn't plan ahead. Can't afford $13. Must be a gem of her community. Agreed. Well done. Black fatigue is real. Good for him. She brought race into it while she was at the mercy of his service. Got lost. Racism is never okay, but if you dish it out, you get it. Agreed. I can't disagree. I'm so confused. I use Uber all the time, but I never made an Uber driver drive back before. Why is she saying I never had this issue? Like it's a regular thing. She does all the time. I could be the only one. Yeah, I've never had that happen. However, I will say this. I did have a what do you call it? A Uber driver who I left my phone in this car. I've realized it literally a minute after, and I called it several times. I called Uber. I even paid extra. I was like, I'll pay $50. The dude took my phone case off my phone and tried to keep it. And I was like, nah, bro, like you need to give me that. Anyway, that was the only time I've had an Uber driver come back to do something for me. But he got money. He got $50 through the platform. Or was it 35? It was something. It was something. Now there are some instances where I've asked the Uber driver to do something, you know, a little out of the ordinary. But what I would tell them is keep the thing like I'm gonna add a stop. You know, you'll get paid, and I'm going to give you a big ass tip. Normally I give my Uber drivers a tip anyway. I'm pretty sure she don't give tips. I wonder if Uber drivers, when they see a black person, do they not want to give that person service because they're afraid they're not going to give a tip? I do tip Uber drivers. To me, that's a little bit different than a restaurant. I tip them too, but it's different because it's like a bar. It's like, you know, I put my life in their hands. You know, if they're driving safely, you know, they're not on the phone having conversations. If they're not doing any of that kind of stuff, I'll give a tip. And generally that tip is $10, $15, $20. Damn near, sometimes 50% of the ride. All right, well, let's go on to the next one. Let me make sure I mark this as done. Damn, how you get it back? Well, I called the Uber people because they have a support. I missed my flight, by the way. I was going to California. Yeah, I ended up just flying out the next day. Just changed my flight. But yeah, I just paid money because, you know, they have a thing where if you lose something, if you leave something in the car, you can let them know. So I let them know. They got me in touch with the rider or the driver. He was like, you can't do it now. I'm like, that's fine. I'm canceling my flight anyway. I got another Uber home, and, you know, I got it later that night. And that was that. In fact, it was this phone right here specifically. It was this phone. I think, yeah, it was this phone. All right, let's see. Okay, there's no, all because she found out her man was with another dude. Oh man, that's this is what children do. That's what children do. She's throwing a temper tantrum, and I've seen a lot of them doing this. This is pathetic. People like her can vote. This is one of the problems that I have with this country. And I know it sounds fucked up, but I don't think that everyone in our country should be allowed to vote. I don't even think most people in our country should be allowed to vote. Said it. If you don't even know how if you don't know how our government works, why should you be voting? Especially if you're never going to be put in a position to have to defend this nation. Especially when this is how you behave. Well, was she supposed to be nonchalant about it? And of course, a black woman. Wow. So I'm curious if the roles were flipped and it was a man acting like this, would she say this? This is why you're the lowest on the totem pole and mostly no one wants you. It's this right here. She actually going to be fine after this because she let it out good. Oh my gosh. She's not even over exaggerating. Oh my gosh. Oh, look. Reasonable crash out to me. I need to hire her for a funeral. She turned him gay. She ain't do it enough. All these ones who are saying this, they have a particular look. I'll be like that too. She needs to go to the hospital and get checked. I thought they loved the gay men. They seem to be friends with them, but it's interesting how they seem to love gay men, but then they will use that as a shaming tactic to other men. And I guess if their man turns out to be gay, now it's a big deal. Which one is it? Even the demon in her can't believe it. Hell nah, gut wrenching. She must have saw a nasty video that, I don't care what she saw. There's no reason to act that way. Especially if we're going to have all this propaganda telling me that they are more emotionally intelligent than I am. I've yet to see it. I've yet to see one who's even as intelligent as I am, let alone emotionally intelligent. Seeing as we have to have different forms of intelligence. That's a legitimate reason to crash out. No, it's not. Oh, no. Shower, do your makeup, put on the prettiest dress you have, shoes, purse, bank card, go out in town, clean out his bank account, and change locks on the door. Why would you steal his money? What the fuck? Have the best time of your life. That's theft. These are all women in the comments, and except for this dude. It's disgusting behavior. And y'all wonder why people don't want y'all. I would stay far away from y'all. If I could, I would run for office and I would try to get the laws changed. Because I don't like y'all. Like, I fucking hate them, bro. People who act this way, who are embarrassed. This is a bad look. I don't really care what that other person did, really. It's like, okay, you're an adult, right? Grow the fuck up and have some composure. There's no need for all of this. It gives all black women a bad look. And I understand that it's not all black women, but this is the problem. When you see stuff like this over and over and over again, especially when it's other groups, they're going to start to feel a certain kind of way. Especially when they come in and they see all these comments from black women caping for it. Saying, oh yeah, you should, this is like, what? My gosh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you can't really do much. If you try to steal it, it gets bricked. You can't even register it, so it's useless. It was new. It was brand new at the time. It was, this is back when I used to get the iPhone every year. And then after the 15, honestly, I told myself that I wasn't going to get it after the 14 because I literally every single year, new iPhone. And then every year I'm just like, dude, what's the point? It's not better. In fact, they're just getting worse and worse and worse because the software is trash. So when I had the 14, I'm like, I'm done. In fact, I'm lying. I said I was done at the 12. And then the 13 came out and they had that HDR, like the Dolby Vision. I was like, oh, I need to get it. So I got it. And then I'm like, I'm not going to get the 14. And then they came out with the dynamic island. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get it. And then I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm not gonna get the 15. But then they came out with the oh wait, no, I forget. Maybe it wasn't a dynamic island on the other one. I don't remember. Oh no, it is a dynamic. See, yeah, I still have my 14. This is my 14. The 14 Pro. Yeah, and then I was like, I'm not gonna get the 15. Then they came out with the titanium. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get this titanium, bro. I'm a materials person, so I got it for that reason. And then I told myself I wasn't gonna get the 16, and I finally kept my word because they didn't do anything that I cared about. They put that dumbass capacitive touch thing for the camera. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, I don't want that. I want Touch ID back. That's what I want. Or remove this ugly ass circle in the middle of the screen. That's what I want. All they did was some basic shit. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And I don't even know if I'm gonna get the 16. They got to do something to win me over because I don't even have the newest version of iOS. I refuse to upgrade because I have the latest version of iOS on my iPhone 14 Pro, but I don't have it for my main phone that I actually use. All right, anyway, let's go on to the next one. Let me make sure wait a minute. Okay, all right. And I'm just now seeing that you posted something here, Cruz. My bad. I just now saw it. But you also said if you want to bore yourself, and I don't, so I'm not gonna watch it. Okay, what do you think? Broken black woman and where broken black woman, wait, what? Broken black women are where broken black women come from. Okay, so what's going on here?
Sorry, I don't like my baby just doing that. That's not, she's 3 years old and you got her dancing like that. I don't like that.
What's wrong with this?
What's wrong with that, Sorry? That's so wrong.
All she doing is just dancing to boots on the ground. Nothing wrong with that.
But she's filming, but you know, she's 3 years old, Toya. She's 3 years old, you got her dancing like that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Cho, come on, let's finish popping our booty for daddy. Come on. Go, Cho, look.
All right, well, wait till they see how she dances. Go ahead, show them how she dances.
Come on, Stank.
You see how she dances.
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's cute, actually.
I know, come on.
Your whole block crack is the wings in the sky. Now the ops homies dead, so I tell them come try. But I slide first, all I hear is
First of all, what the hell was that on her? Like, why was she shaped so funny? I've never seen a woman that oddly shaped. Second of all, notice how all little women saying, oh, it's fine, but no, it's not. Notice how that father wasn't allowed to be a father to his daughter. And they just kept doing it. Notice how he's just sitting down. That's a weak man too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I can't respect a man who will wife up a woman who is a certified 2. That's, yeah, but I can't put it, it's that mother. And that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Real fathers versus everyone. Under the curse of Deuteronomy. The man tried to lead and 2 women flat out ignores this lead and disrespect him in front of the child. And then they wonder, how come they don't want it? Like, why don't they want us? How come they don't come chase us? I wouldn't either. The only thing I would do is chase you away from me because I don't want nothing to do with you. But yeah, this happens all the time. Like, men aren't even allowed to lead and raise their children, and it's no wonder why the children come out pieces of shit. Part of the issue is no respect or regard for his wishes in relation to the upbringing of his own child. Why would you undermine him? He is the father of that little girl. Well, I guess women don't see it that way. We're only the father when it's money involved, but outside of that, nah. It's their children. It's only your children when they're being used against you as a weapon. I might end up going to law school, y'all. Real talk. I've been thinking about it. I wonder if I would be able to make progress in changing our laws so that this type of shit doesn't happen. So that, and especially in family court, I don't like the idea that the children by default go with the mother. I don't like that. Because a big reason why we're dealing with all of these things that we're dealing with in our country is because these pitiful women are incompetent and incapable of raising a child properly, who can behave and be a functional and meaningful contributor to our society. They are literally a tax on the greater society. They are scum. His own fault for sleeping with a woman like that's just in the first place. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. At the end of the day, it's always the man's fault. And yeah, like, you, like, really? You wipe up someone who looked like this? You wipe up someone who looked like that? Can you imagine what it smells like? She's talking about, let's pop our booties for daddy. What? I couldn't imagine having to get in bed with something that's shaped like that. Can you imagine what it smells like when you open up the comforter and you about to get into bed? Ah, man. It matters who you marry, guys. Like, you know, who you marry is going to determine if other men respect you. And here's an example. I can't even respect the dude. All right, what is this? I don't want to live around them either. I don't go places where I know a strong concentration of them are. Same here, I don't do it either. There's always been much debate over blacks being inherently more violent than whites and other groups of people, and I must admit that is true. The culture has made them this way. And then the parents teach this mentality to their offspring, raising them in the culture and even making them feel proud to be a part of the culture, only to their detriment. Someone asked me if I thought cops police blacks differently than they do whites, and the truthful answer is yes, absolutely. But I believe in most instances, it's justified. You can't approach a so-called black man how you do a so-called white man. You just can't, especially when both of those groups' approach to authority are different. All right, so what's going on here? What the fuck did they do?
Stop talking shit.
Did they just run a person off the road?
This video gets way worse.
Of course, wearing ski masks.
Killed an old man. I don't want to live around black people. I keep getting told that white people are racist and white people are the problem, but I don't see white people in videos like this. Every time I see a video like this, it's a black guy.
That was, all parts of that was uncalled for. First, you run another car off the road, and then you run over a bicyclist in the bike lane on purpose. And you're probably in a stall. What the fuck? See, I wish that we need to bring back the death penalty. And I don't mean like a quick, easy one. It needs to be something painful. These two people, especially the driver, the passenger, I'm gonna be like, he did say hit the person. The passenger is the passenger. Yes, he should go to jail, but the person who was driving, he should have more happen to him. I need torture, bro. That's where I'm at now. I think going to jail for life that's an easy way out. I think that would be too easy. I think that these people need to suffer. That is completely uncalled for. What kind of sick individual must you be to do what they just did? I don't even know what has to be running through your mind where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and this is funny. I hate them. I don't either, and I'm black. I can't vouch for these niggas no more. Bring back execute. I see I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Cause sometimes I think some of my thoughts and how I feel might be a little bit too out there, a little bit too strong, but I'm glad that I'm not the only one. Their culture is unmatched. Same here from a black man. It's not racism, it's recognizing statistics. As a black dude, I agree. 13%. Why are they good boys? They didn't do that on purpose. Free Jamel or whatever that is. Wasn't the driver a white boy and the passenger black? Maybe, I don't know. In either case, fuck them both. They both need torture. I don't care if it's a white, yellow, brown. I don't care who it is. No part of that behavior is called for in a civilized society. I want to be able to live in a country where someone can go and ride their bike in safety and peace, and they don't have to worry about some dipshits running them over. You shouldn't have to worry about your life ending just from going outside of your house in a supposed free country. God, I hate them. Let's be real here. Nobody wants to live around blacks. Diversity, the destruction of anything good. I have a take on that. The bike guy was a police officer enjoying his time off. Judged not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Well, this is their fucking character, so. Oh, man. That's bad. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, Darren McPherson explains why men have stopped marrying American women. Okay, let's see. I don't know who Darwin or Darren McPherson is, but maybe he's someone who y'all know, maybe.
Watch this video of my brother Darwin McPherson explaining almost perfectly why men are not marrying American women. Man, watch this.
Why are older men refusing to walk down the aisle? Why are women who have it all still alone? It's not an accident, it's not a phase, it's the consequence of rebellion. Today, you're getting a masterclass. By the end of this video, you'll fully understand why men stop marrying American women and why it's too late to fix it for most of them. When women abandon their feminine nature, they also abandon the very thing that made marriage attractive. Femininity isn't weakness. Femininity is the soft power that inspires leadership, protection, and provision from a man. When you remove femininity, you remove the magnetism that pulls a man into commitment. Modern women were taught to act like a man, compete with a man, and fight men. Now they're confused why men no longer want to marry them. You can't lead a woman who sees you as an opponent. You cannot protect a woman who sees you as competition. When a woman's spirit becomes combative, a man's instinct to cover her dies. Men aren't avoiding marriage because they fear commitment. They're avoiding marriage because they refuse to fight their own wives every day inside their own homes. Submission is no longer seen as an act of love. It's seen as a conditional trade deal. If you make six figures, if you buy me bags, if you give me a soft life, then I'll submit. That's not submission, that's extortion. Submission is not earned. Submission is chosen. If a woman waits until she receives everything she wants before respecting a man, she never respected him. She respected the benefits. Men finally figured it out. They finally understood. A woman who needs to be bridled into loyalty will betray you when the gifts stop flowing. You can't have the benefits of marriage without the responsibilities. But that's exactly what modern women are trying to do. They want the ring, the wedding, the Instagram pictures, the honeymoon. But what they don't want is the submission, the service, the sacrifice, the loyalty. You cannot have a strong marriage when one side thinks it's optional to obey God's order. You can't build a home when one partner is committed and the other is entitled. Marriage is not a subscription service. You don't cancel because you're temporarily unhappy. American women destroyed marriage by trying to turn it into a me-first lifestyle. And men? Men left the building the moment they realized marriage no longer made them leaders. It made them sponsors. American culture no longer honors wives. It honors rebellion. Music, media, influencers, all telling women be rebellious, be independent, be boss babes, be sexual.
Wait, did it just stop? I guess so. Okay. I don't know if I disagree with any of that. It's articulating it very, very well. One thing I am noticing though, do y'all like what I'm doing right now, or should I switch? Just curious, because right now it seems like I'm the only one that's liked my stream. All right, I'm gonna read some comments. I understand this so much. The last thing a man wants to do at the end of the day is walk into another war zone at home. Yeah, big facts. 100, just the whole truth. Check her IG account to get an idea of who she before you pursue her. If she has one, that's there are only a few who have one, and it's like, okay, I would deal with you, but that's because they have no pictures. And if they do have a picture, it's of something unrelated to them. Not only are they in competition with men, they're in competition with the women they see, but don't know. When you see a woman disagree with this in the comments, go to her page and take a look at your life or the things she posts. You can't make this up. Oh, at her life. Nah, he explained it perfectly. Honestly, it doesn't matter what women think, because believe it or not, women, if any of you happen to watch this, you don't get to decide who we marry. So don't give us a fuck about what you think. It's our choice who we commit to. You don't have any control over that. So fuck what you think. Couldn't I have said it better? Whole truth. This is not news. I saw the light a long time ago. Yep, all facts. This is exactly right. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna find any man disagreeing with this. I don't disagree with anything that he said. I've been preaching this to contract women. I don't know what that means, who are no longer in my life at this point, but they don't want to hear it, not understanding on a deeper level, too caught up in the conformity of society to see the truth. So I abstained until an older queen presented herself in my life, carrying the nature of what, okay, it's a long truth. The problem is, this is not accidental. It is all by design. I agree. I agree. The ism, I agree. There's a reason why that came about. And if you do some research, if you go and read some things, books, I know books are hard to read for a lot of people these days, but they still print books, by the way. And the books still have wonderful information. If you read it, you might learn something. You might learn some of the things that I know, in fact. Society, both men and women, have been manipulated with the feminist ideology. Yeah, I agree. It removes the alpha who protects and provides, sends the women to work, to corrupt them and tax them, and unprotects the children. Hence the destruction of the family unit and therefore society as a whole. Yes, when I was in sociology, one of the things that I learned, this is long time ago, but we were taught that the foundation of American society is the nuclear family. That is the unit of society that makes everything tick. Without that, we don't have our society. And it makes sense. I had, because this was this AP course, I couldn't just read stuff. We had to look at things and come up with our own conclusions. So when you think about it, logically, it makes sense. The family unit, the nuclear family consists of two parents, mother and father, a man and a woman, and their children. You only need one, but it's children, one or more children. That's a nuclear family. The man and the woman are married. The children are all both of their children. There's none of this other mixed BS that's going on. It's a family. It's a family unit. Now, let's say that you remove the family. What gives men the incentive to do anything if you remove the thing that they want the most? What happens when you remove all of the order from one side and they're now left to their own devices? This is what happens. This is what happens when you destroy tradition. Just because you don't know why it exists doesn't mean you get to destroy it. That's what stupid people do. And unfortunately, we are filled with stupid people. And it's not just in our country, it's everywhere. For whatever reason, you know, we get far enough along and we're like, oh, this is stupid. This is old hat. This is dumb. And it's like, but it existed for a reason. And on top of that, those things that we look back on, and when I say we, I'm not saying me, but when we look back to these things with derision, you got to keep in mind that the things that we have today are as a result of those things in the past. So if you're going to say that those things were bad, then what does that say for your current present condition? Because it wouldn't exist without those other things. I don't know. That might be too much for some people to handle. Hence the destruction of the family unit and therefore society as a whole. Divide and conquer has entered the home, and we brought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Time to go back. Bought it. Time to go back to basics, people. Fulfill our God-given roles. Right on, my man. So very true. I disagree. A woman was not made from man's hair to be above him. First of all, he didn't even, the grammar. She was not made from his feet to be beneath him. She was made from his rib to be beside him. This translates to equality. This translates to strength. Well, I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm not seeing it anywhere. And that's actually not what it says in the book. Even a non-Christian, I've read it. I have all of the book. I have a lot of these books, and I've read them. It doesn't say that. It mentioned that Adam is to lead. That's what I read. Now maybe it was lost in translation, but I can go and ask some other people who speak the language that the original text was written in and see what they have to say about it. And I'm pretty sure they would say the same thing. The sentiment in this video is not completely accurate. Most men that are in the top 10%, 5%, 1% are in fact getting married. The real question is, why aren't the men in the 90% getting married? Money, most men with a high net worth, a high income, does not concern himself about getting a divorce. Why? And our clan, that's actually false. I wonder how many of these people he knows. I know a lot of these types of people, and none of them are married. Well, some of them are married. A lot of them are divorced. And some of them have never been married and don't plan to get married. Now, maybe he's in one of those percents that I'm not in, you know. I'm not in the low percent. I guess I'm technically in a low percent. I'm in between here, you know. I'm in between 5 and 1. But I'm wondering, like, who does he know that's like this? Ironclad prenup, a contract that both parties agreed to along with their attorneys. This is a naive statement. There are plenty of cases where the prenup is not upheld in court after the divorce. Why is this important? If you had a network of $10 million and you married a woman that gave you children, would you leave her with absolutely nothing regardless of the reason for the divorce? All the best. Well, it depends. I might. If I'm getting my kids, then why do I need to leave her with anything? If I have a net worth of $10 million, we're equal, right? We're strong and independent, right? Well, you can do what I can do, right? Let me make sure I mark this so I know. Yeah, we're good. Okay, this is I have something from Elon Musk. All right, so yeah, we'll watch that in a bit. I'll keep up with the Instagram stuff for now since I've been doing it for 2 hours now, so we'll keep going. If men did everything like women do their appearance, wait, if men did everything like women do to their appearance, bro, what's up with why are people stupid? Like, are we getting dumber as a country? I've noticed that a lot of people are saying woman and not the correct term women. Woman is singular. God, like, what the fuck are people? Man, I'm about to bring back that hard R word. I'm trying not to say it. My gosh. Anyway, let's see what he has to say.
Ooh, this is... That's much better. It's not yours? Hell yeah, it's mine. I paid for it. Better be mine. Shit, I still got the receipt. I might take it back. I get a goatee or something. You might put this on.
You might get a goatee or something.
You straight?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
So I see you work out a lot.
I mean, sometimes.
Yeah?
I want to come up off it. It's kind of hot. Know what I mean?
What's that?
Look, relax, shorty. Don't even act like that. I'm sure your hair ain't real.
Damn.
Oh my god! Oh hell no, I can't do this.
Was like that, you know, like short dudes, come here.
It's so true though. It's really true when you think about it. You don't even have to think that hard. Makeup, fake eyelashes, fake nails, fake eyes, fake hair, fake chesticles. You know, they put on the padded bras, fake ass. They put on the BBL. I don't know if you put them on. I don't know how that works, but they have that shit. They wear the that's, I don't know what you call it, the spandex for their gut to keep it sucked in. They wear these platform shoes. Not everything about them is fake. So yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's a mirror. I wonder if they like that. Hell yeah, it's mine. I paid for it. Yeah. Yeah, clap. The legs took me out. We do it. We do at least have our own legs most cases. I like this girl. Yeah, I like this girl. She has a sense of humor. She's like, yeah, the legs took me out. We at least have our own legs in most cases. Yeah, we laugh and all. Just remember that this is 100% a parody on real life. There's no lie. The leg extendos, fair play. He should have done that the morning after. Oh man. I've never dealt with the morning because I don't deal with that. So I've never dealt with the morning after stuff, but I can only imagine how scary that may be. To jump off the bed at the end though, he ain't have to do that. So this old lady. You got the Uno reverse card, double standards. She cackling, not her feeling some type of way whilst wearing a wig. On another note, though, the double standard is mind-boggling in real life. Yeah, from a female. Should did this after the third date. He must have been burnt. Better be mine. All right, yeah, that was funny. That was funny. That was real good. Yeah, let me go ahead and mark that done. Move on to the next one. All right, this is share this everywhere. Someone will recognize her. Woman who plans to be a teacher plainly says that she wants to indoctrinate people's children with degeneracy. All right, let's hear it.
Do you ever want to get married or have children?
No.
Thank God. Thank the Lord for that.
I will say something though. This is going to upset you.
Go for it.
I am going to be a teacher, and I am going to indoctrinate the youth, and I'm going to teach them all about the gay agenda. So your children aren't safe from me. Sorry.
Really? So what you're saying is that you want to brainwash the youth of America.
Yes.
To live this lie and to accept.
Why did it just stop?
Do you want to get? Do you ever want to get married or have children?
No.
Thank God. Thank the Lord for that.
I will say something though. This is going to upset you.
Go for it.
I am going to be a teacher, and I am going to indoctrinate the youth, and I'm going to teach them all about the gay agenda. So your children aren't safe from me. Sorry.
Really? So what you're saying is that you want to brainwash the youth of America.
Yes.
To live this lie and to accept.
All right, I guess that's the end. This is why you should homeschool your children. But this is part of the thing. I don't know why she thinks that this is funny, because she will have to live in the society that she creates. And what she may find is that there will be no one there to protect her because, well, she's corrupted the youth. And that's how you that's how you fuck up a society and a civilization. This is disgusting behavior, but all right. Your children aren't safe from me. Who says that? Well, obviously someone who wants to be a teacher, and I'm pretty sure that she will become a teacher because that's what happens. Yeah, that just made me think I'm going to homeschool my, like I think that's the only option. But I bet I am pretty sure though. I think this is gonna, I don't want it to happen, but it may happen. It may become illegal to homeschool your children. No, they can't have them thinking the wrong things, you know? We don't want wrong think here. She looks like she's from Seattle. Damn, the fat man. The fact that I understand that says a lot. Send her picture everywhere. She cannot be allowed anywhere near our children. She is a groomer who preys on children. Notice how she said your children aren't safe. Keywords. Oh yeah, your children. Who is the guy with the suit? I would like to check out more content for him. Thank you. Well, predator alert. Mental health is a huge issue in the US, but let's ban guns. Hopefully it follows her forever. I agree. Homeschooling is looking better every day. I'm so glad neither of my children have ever had a teacher like this. Nuts. It's great because we will outbreed them, homeschool or fight back. The problem is that you're not raising your own children, because in our country, you cannot live without going to work all the time. You got to work yourself to death in our country. In fact, it's so bad to where you basically need two people working full time to support themselves in our country. So the state is raising your children. And that's part of the problem. When has the government ever done anything well? Just think about it. You're going to government education camp. It's government education. Like, we make fun of people for being on government assistance. How is education any different? You're on government education. Yes, I was on government education, and fortunately, here in Texas, you know, we have especially here in Houston, we have GT program, which, well, once you're identified as a student with ability, they pull you out and you go into a separate track altogether. So that's what happened in my case. I was kind of, put into a different track. And I noticed the difference between me and some of my peers who were just regular. And I never understood how come school was so difficult for them, because I'm just like, I would look at their work and versus my work, and I'm just like, really, bro? You have vocabulary words. That's your homework. You have some flashcards, fucking dummy. It's great because we'll outbreed them. Well, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, but I don't know. The thing is that the smarter women and the more well-to-do people, they don't reproduce. They have less children. Kind of sucks. All right. Let's see. Respect your man.
Like I said, you're not gonna hit me though. You're not gonna hit me though. You ain't gonna hit me though. You ain't gonna hit me though. Is you?
Stood up and looked at her. And the first thing she did was become a victim. No. I'm gonna call my daddy right now. I'm surprised she have a daddy. She might get her daddy. She might she might get her daddy ended if he come up there trying to act a certain kind of way, busting into this man's house. Her daddy might not live too long. This is one of the dangers. I don't think they realize, but they must not value men's lives, because you should not put a man's life in danger like that. Both of them, either one of them could go, but I mean, the guy in the house obviously has an advantage, given that he's in his house. And as far as I know, depending on where you are, you do have some rights to protect yourself with deadly force if you feel that your life is threatened, which I may feel that my life is threatened. But it's interesting that all that strong, independent equality, it seemed to fly out her body so fast she fell backwards. It threw her off balance as it left her soul. She was, it flew out of her. I didn't see any type of bravery. I didn't see no courage. I didn't see no masculinity. That shit flew out the window. The first thing, I'm gonna go call my daddy. Just like him. He ain't even touch her. Yep. Daddy gonna catch, right there. Right there. It's like she may not realize that she could be putting her father at risk. Women will push you to your limits. Even her subconscious knew the difference in power. Bro, she started and he didn't even hit her. So why is she trying to act like the victim? Learn to flop from watching LeBron. I respect that, man. I would have did the same. Her daddy getting smoked. Yeah, this is. I don't think a lot of them think that. I don't think this would ever happen to me. But if someone were antagonizing me like that, and I got up just to intimidate them, and they fell back, and the first thing they did was say, "I'm gonna call my daddy." If they daddy show up to do anything, I'll just say I would protect myself. I'll leave it at that. Because at the end of the day, like I obviously I don't love the female don't love me, so it's like she can go too at that point. And while you're at it, ask your dad to teach you how to treat a man. Wait, oh yeah, this is harsh. Wait, she knows her daddy? Wireless connection hit. So what's your dad gonna do? Yeah. See, some of the men, they're like, "What, man? That's a dangerous thing. You might not have a dad for too much longer if you play like that." Bro, hit her with the force. And there are women that defend women like this. Yes, there are. Absolutely. All right, cool. That one's done. Let's move on to the next one. I think there are only a few more. Yeah, there are only a couple more. We're almost done. I got through it. I'm proud of myself. Oh, this is new. I just put this on. I actually watched this one already. So I'll watch it again. It's fine.
Doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. What you got today?
I need to return these shoes.
Okay.
My man don't like them.
Oh, well, we could do an exchange or in-store credit.
I just want back what I paid for them. That's all.
We
I
can't.
just want to put it on my card.
Do you even have a receipt?
Nobody ever said I needed no receipt.
Well, I mean, you need a receipt to.
I don't need a receipt to take back these shoes. Did nobody even wear them? You can look. Nobody put them on. So yeah, you can get my money back.
But we don't do refunds.
Where it say that at?
It's right there.
It don't say that. That said no cash.
He's like, it's right there.
No car refunds. Go ahead and get my money back.
We can't.
Yes, y'all can. Can I get a? Where your manager at?
Brandon.
Where your manager?
Brandon.
Where is your manager at? Because he act like he don't want to give me my money. And don't nobody even want these ugly ass shoes.
Brandon, please tell her we don't do no refunds.
Y'all do refunds because I did it before. So can you give me my money back?
Can you take her out?
What is this fat dude doing? Like,
It's not
he's
right
just,
there. I don't even got to look at that.
He's not even doing it. He's just
Can you
gonna
give me
walk
the money
away.
back, though?
Is that the security guy?
I said
The love handles? Love sack? Where is love sack going? Isn't he the security guard? He got top flight security guard on his chest and he's just gonna walk away. He ain't trying to deal with her.
you can though.
I can, man.
And you can. I'll knock everything off these shelves.
Ma'am, I'm gonna have
I'll knock everything off these shelves if y'all don't give me my money. Where's
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to leave.
My gosh. Incompatible with society. What a lovely and rich culture. This is so unbelievably common. Lack of frontal cortex. It's a receipt for a return. Common sense. Yeah, it's like this man was nice, cordial, professional. He's like, we can do these two things. You can exchange or we can do store credit. He needs a receipt to do either one. and she's like this. My gosh, that kid stands no chance. I'm rooting for him though. Well, I mean, I don't know why. He's probably going to come rob you when he's 18. That's what they do. He's going to have a ski mask on, of course. Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything. What's crazy is they'll have these ski masks on, but can't ski. Never even been to a ski resort. They can't afford it. I've gone to ski resorts a few times. You want to know what I've noticed? I'm very often the only black person there. And if there are people with dark pigmented skin, which is rare, they're from Africa. They're the Nigerians, the rich ones. I've never seen these ghetto ass people at these ski resorts. Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything. Why did Brandon run away? Yeah, that's my question. Isn't Brandon the security guard top flight? Both of you assume she knows how to read. The louder they are, the more they lying. Is honestly when they start repeating themselves over and over and over again, that's how you know, nothing's gonna happen. Stolen. Why do these people think crashing out and destroying the store is helping them? They went from getting a refund to getting a refund plus spending time in jail. That's the thing, is that she's a woman. She's not going to go to jail. They don't take them to jail. This is why they're behaving this way. It's because no one has ever held them accountable. And there is a reason why. If you want to destroy society, you have to do it through the women. Because they raise the next group of men who won't protect said society, which is the danger. We're getting to that point where, we're really getting to that point. In the next 10 to 15 years, when these kids start coming of age and they enter the real adult world, and they're unemployed, they can't find work, we're going to have a high percentage of unemployed youth who are feminine in nature and violent. That will be the beginning of the end. Unless we start to have a tough on crime approach in this country, which I think we need at this point. I absolutely think that we need it. I think that we should start taking the people out of prison who were there for drug charges from the 90s, from the previous president, from the bill that he signed. I think that we should start, trying to get them out and getting them reintegrated into society. And we should start saving that space for people like this who behave in this manner. Deserving of everything, accountable for nothing. Black fatigue. All right, well, that's the end of the comments. I'm not going to wait for it to load anymore. Go ahead and mark this as done. And I think I only have a couple. Literally a couple more.
You Ben?
Yes, I am.
Do me a favor, can you move the seat forward because it's hitting my knees at this point.
Yeah, no problem. Hold on.
It's very. Can you hold on? I didn't even put my seatbelt on, sir. You slow down. You in a rush? Because if you're in a rush, I'm gonna panic. It's too hot in here. Can I lower this window or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your seatbelt is really tight around my neck. Has anybody else complained about this?
No, ma'am. No, they
have not.
Well, then take it off.
The fat around her neck is really...
I'm not going to take it off.
That's what's doing it.
I'm going to an important meeting right now. I can't have my hair on.
You're having an important meeting at 7 p.m.?
How you have a double chin and a double neck at the same time?
I'm trying to explain to you, I'm not getting any ventilation right now. Okay? And I don't appreciate your smart remark about me having a meeting at 7 o'clock, which I'm going to be late because of you. You showed up late.
Sorry about that, okay? I'm sorry.
Are you giving me an attitude, sir?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
All I have to do is report you to Uber, and so be it. You will be kicked off of this app, okay? Let me tell you, I've gotten other people kicked
power
off.
tripping. That's what they do.
The seat is leaning on my knee. You have to have consideration for passengers when they get in your car. And you don't question them where they're going. I want another Uber driver.
Why didn't she get an Uber XL? She's obviously an extra large individual. A woman of width, as some people would say. What is she complaining for? This is disgusting behavior. And again, the only reason why she behaves this way is because no one in her life has ever held her accountable for anything. She's been able to go through life talking to people this way, disrespecting people this way, and nothing happened. No one has punched her in the face. I'm pretty sure all it'll take is one good punch to the face for her to wake up and realize that she can't go around talking to people this way. But This is what happens. Uber need to ban her. Yeah, she should be banned from using Uber. Agreed. I love how the driver handled the situation. I do, but I also wish that he was more mean. But you know, this is why I'm not an Uber driver, and you know, he did handle the situation very, very well. Yep, she should be banned from Uber. She was blocked from using Uber. I mean, we don't know that. She had a meeting at McDonald's with hamburgers. How about you get your own damn car? I don't know, with an attitude like that, she probably can't afford one, because how do you get a job so that you can pay for the car? No one would want to work with her. Sorry, I have the right to refuse service. See, that's the thing, is that a lot of these people, they need the money, and they've already driven to the place and probably, missed out on other rides, and they don't know that you're going to behave that way. And then, even then, like, once they're in the car, like, what are you going to do? The best you can do is just sit there and not leave, call the cops and have them come deal with it. But in the meantime, you don't know how long that's going to take. But in the meantime, they may destroy your car. Sorry, I had the right to refuse. Why an oversized package order in a regular Uber? What a lovely woman, full negative energy. Yeah. All right, go ahead and mark this as done. Let's go on to the last one. Oh yeah, I remember. I literally I was like, this is what made me decide that I'm gonna start the live stream.
We gon' fuck all night, bitch! We gon' fuck all night, bitch! Bitch! I said, bitch! I said, fuck all night, bitch! Bitch! We gon' fuck all night, bitch! Cause we gon' fuck Abby! Ah, shit, bitch! Bitch! No! Yes, that's instant days! Mama said this! Bitches make sense! Fucking make sense! You ready to go? Yes.
I love. Oh man. They go through TSA with any issue, but as soon as they get on the plane, 50 feet in the sky, the demons activate. I would have whispered to the flight attendant, if you can guarantee me 100,000 sky miles, I'll put her in a chicken wing and quiet this nutcase down. Oh, okay. Yeah, the thing is that 100,000 sky miles is not that much, bruh. And if you think it's a lot, then that says more about you than anything. But like 100,000 sky miles is not enough. I would need Premier 1K for the next 5 years, potentially 10. I would also need 5 million miles in addition to compensation. Because of course I'm going to go to jail, because that's what happens to people like me if you do anything. So it's like, if I got to go to jail for a little bit, I need to make sure that when I'm out of jail, I can travel around the world for the next 5 years for free in comfort. That's the only way I would be willing to do that. 100,000 sky miles, bro, that's not even enough to go to Japan and back, bro. Like that's nothing. That edible ain't shit. Oh, that's what she was saying? She ate an edible. She put the spirit in Spirit Airlines. Definitely a demon possession. Seen it several times. She doesn't even know she's doing it. I don't know about all that. She made it through check-in, TSA terminal, and gate just to crash on. Yeah. Florist lava, I don't know. Yeah, insane. She's having an exorcism. I don't know what she's having, but she needs one of these. I think that'll settle her down for a little bit. What do you think? All right, I finally made it through all of the Instagram reels. So let's go on to YouTube. We'll go grab some water right quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's go to my playlist for watch later. I put a lot of stuff on there earlier today. I've been reading my book and working on my project, and in the meantime, I'll take a little bit of break and I'll look on YouTube, and any video that I'm like, I want to watch, I've just been putting on the watch later and planning to do it on stream. Let's watch this right here. This
Today's
is
topic.
Abba and Breach. Some of my favorites. Get the music turned down. All right, everyone is cheating. AI is destroying education. I agree. Already. I don't know if I agree with what they're going to say, but yeah, I agree with their argument of the title. 100%. This was a few years ago. I think it was 2021. Went to the tea shop with a buddy, and I noticed that some of the kids there, they were doing their homework assignments, but they were all just using ChatGPT. And I did talk to one of them. I was like, because he was a CS person, I told him, I was like, yo, you should really do these things. But anyway, let's hear what they have to say.
AI is destroying university and colleges.
Ooh, is it because of the knowledge? Is it because of the tests are being too easy? We don't know, but we'll find out.
So essentially what's going on is that since AI, as we know, a lot of people have been using it in their academic life. All right. As a result, universities, a lot of college campuses have been putting into effect some different systems to try to detect AI, but people have just gotten better at using it, and the AI gets better. So they can prompt it differently. And what they're realizing is that a lot of people are just circumventing a lot of the workload that used to be really heavy by using a lot of ChatGPT. Now, some people feel that's cheating. Others have different opinions. Personally, I think that as a tool, AI is great. Like, rather than you banging your head against the wall, trying to do this whole long, tedious part, the fact that it can cut down a lot of the work, I think it's a really good tool. Now, the overuse of it may be bad, but if you're being honest, a lot of homework involves just super minute, tedious shit that I'm like, this is a waste of my time. I'm like not even learning a lot through this process. Like, I could just get the right information pretty quickly, go through it, learn it pretty efficiently, rather than have to scour a bunch of shit. So, I don't know. Me personally.
What he's describing is a textbook. Read the book. I don't think people are actually reading anything in ChatGPT. Here's why I think that, because I've observed people and they'll just scroll quickly, and it's just, if it's long, oh, that looks good. They don't actually read it. I know that most people don't read that fast. It's unlikely that people are reading faster than I read. I don't read that fast, but I can get through a 300 or 400, 500 page book in a day. I don't think that's most people.
I'm for it, but I'm also not in these colleges. But I want to read for you guys some of the stories of people who admit to how it's changed their lives and how a lot of professors can't keep up with it and it's fucking up everything. So this comes from Chunging Roy Lee. Chunging Roy Lee stepped onto Columbia University's campus the past fall and by his own admission proceeded to use generative artificial intelligence to cheat on nearly every assignment.
As a
computer science major, he depended on AI for his introductory programming class. I just dumped the prompt into ChatGPT, handed whatever.
See, that's the problem. Yeah.
By his rough math, AI wrote 80% of every essay he turned in. At the end, I'd put on the finishing touches. I just insert 20% of my humanity, my voice into it, and that was it. So this is his story. He basically says, like, he tried to apply to a bunch of colleges. A lot of his offers got rescinded. And after that, when he went to community colleges at that point, he's just like, most of these assignments are bogus anyway, so I had no time for it. And he would just do that process. When I asked why he had gone through so much trouble to get an Ivy League university only to offload all the learning to a robot, he said, it's the best place to meet your co-founder and your wife. So he's just going to university to find the person who's going to help him with this thing and his
Why
girl.
should I go? Wife.
Well,
not even education.
So I didn't go to university for a wife or a co-founder. However, while I was there, like the girl I met, that's actually who I thought would be my wife. And I do understand that. I would not want to date someone who didn't go to they don't have to go to my school, but at least to a caliber of my school. Because you can think of school as it's a selection process. You know, I get to defer some of the selection to them, right? So I don't have to go out into the world and waste a bunch of my time. I can say, all right, well, this school only admits the best and the brightest of people. So if I only deal with these people, I can, you know, it's a pre-filter. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to have to deal with most people. So I understand that mindset. It's like, it is a great place to meet, you know, your spouse, you know, your life partner, and the co-founder. Now, it may not be, you know, initially, but again, if I'm going to go into business, like, you know, especially for a tech startup, they need to have gone to a school at least the same caliber as mine or a better one. There is no, nah, I'm good. So I understand it. And the reason why is that you go through similar experiences, but in this case, if your potential co-founder is doing the same thing as you, then obviously they don't work hard. So it would kind of burn you in the end when you think about it. So it only works when the people who are there are doing the work. Because now you both know that, yeah, like this shit was hard. I know this person is a hard worker. I know they're smart because it's hard as fuck to get this degree from this school. And we were able to do that. So that right there is a good filtering, a good filter. Yeah, it is ruining education now. I agree.
To be fair, a lot of these higher ed universities, it's a status symbol. Yeah. You get to be participant in one of the parts of society that a lot of regular people don't. Sure. And for a lot of cultures, they value that kind of name brand. So in February, Lee and Shanmugam launched a tool that did just that. Interview Coder's website featured a banner that read, "Fuck Leet Code." Lee posted a video of himself on YouTube using it to cheat his way through an internship interview with Amazon. A month later, Lee was called into Columbia's Academic Integrity Office. The school put him on disciplinary probation after a committee found him guilty of advertising a link to a cheating tool. Lee thought it was absurd that Columbia, which had a partnership with ChatGPT's parent company, OpenAI, would punish him for innovating with AI. Lee said he doesn't know a single student at school who isn't using AI to cheat. To be clear, Lee doesn't think this is a bad thing. I think we are years or months probably away from a world where nobody thinks using AI for homework is considered cheating. And that's where this whole thing kind of goes crazy. If we have a tool that we've created that simulates all the...
Lee has a point. He's smart after. He has a point. I can't say he doesn't have a point. No, Columbia's invested in it. Like they obviously want people to use it. Don't invest in things you don't want your students to use. You don't get to be mad about this.
Information that we have, and basically pumps it out when we need it. It's like a calculator.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. Why am I going to do this shit if I could just... Now, the counter argument, if I'm going to be fair, is that maybe there's things that you learn in the process of trying to learn these methods and these informations that might actually give you a more holistic
That's literally the point
of
this,
the entirety of the subject.
I don't think he went to college.
Reading of everything en masse is actually good for you because it gives you a more complete understanding. You know?
Sure.
That could be an argument. If you don't learn all the processes for all the calculations that you have to do in advanced stage, how are you going to progress in the field or push the field forward if all you're doing is using the established methods already all the time?
Well,
where's the experimentation? Where's the process?
Because you have to learn it first. See, I don't even know. I know I have a scientific calculator right here. I have a normal one and I have a scientific, right? I don't know how to use the scientific one.
Yeah.
Because I haven't learned it. In order to use a tool, you have to have a basic to be able to use it. Same thing with AI.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Teach me how to Dougie. No, but teach me how to like be a surgeon. No, you're gonna have to do a whole bunch of work before. So yeah, it is a tool, but you're not gonna become a doctor with AI. You're gonna have you're gonna have to have some basic training for now, of course. But maybe eventually.
Okay.
We'll see. It's a tool.
Professors and teaching assistants increasingly found themselves staring at essays filled with clunky, robotic phrasing that, though grammatically flawless, didn't sound quite like a college student or even a human. 2.5 years later, students at large state schools, the Ivies, the liberal arts schools in New England, universities abroad, professional schools, and community colleges are relying on AI to ease their way through every facet of their education. College is just how well I can use ChatGPT at this point. A student in Utah recently captioned a video of herself copy-pasting a chapter from Genocide Mass Atrocities textbook in ChatGPT. Sarah, a freshman at Wilfrid Laurier University in Ontario, said she first started to use ChatGPT to cheat during the spring semester of her final year.
So they know what they're doing is wrong. That crosses into ethical and maybe even moral territory. If you would cheat on this, something that you're paying all this money for, you know, that apparently you value, what else will you cheat on? Knowing that it's wrong, you willingly choose to do it. I think that makes you a shitty individual. Like, bar the, you know, is it cheat? Like, to know that it's wrong and then to say, yes, I'm using it to cheat, is, come on.
High school. Sarah's name, like those others in the article, have been changed. So if you guys are wondering, like, yo, how are these people out themselves? They're all fake names, okay? After getting acquainted with the chatbot, Sarah used it for all her classes: Indigenous Studies, Law, English, a hippie farming class called Green Industries. My grades were amazing, she said. It changed my life. Sarah continued to use AI when she started college this past fall. Why wouldn't she? Rarely did she sit in class and not see the other student's laptop open to ChatGPT. Toward the end of the semester, she began to think that she might be dependent on the website. She already considered herself addicted to TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and Reddit, where she writes under the username, "Maybe I'm not smart."
You're not.
She said, "I spend so much time on TikTok, hours and hours, until my eyes start
brain
hurting,
rot,
which makes it hard to plan and do my schoolwork. With ChatGPT, I can write an essay in 2 hours that normally takes 12.
You know what the thing is?
See, the thing is that if you're writing an essay and like you're not even writing it, but what's the value of it? Like the words aren't really what's valuable. It's missing the point. The thing that's valuable is the conclusions that you draw from reading the assignment. It's for coming up with original thoughts, and that's what scares me, is that we're going to have a whole generation of people who are incapable of having original thoughts, which means that they will be easily controlled. We're already training them. Whatever ChatGPT says must be the truth. What happens when ChatGPT starts saying things that maybe aren't true, or that are maybe following some person's agenda?
Oh, I think is hot take. It's the school's fault. The school is exactly.
I don't disagree with that, because schools have IT departments, and an IT department can get those IPs and block the IPs on the school's networks. They could do that. It's not that hard, actually, but maybe the staff is using it too. If the staff's using it, even though I have an issue with ChatGPT and all that kind of stuff, is its use. Yeah, students should be able to use it too if the staff are going to use it.
Like Toys R Us.
Mm-hmm.
Toys R Us was the biggest store company, and then they went bankrupt. Why? Because they lacked innovation. Same thing that happened with Blockbuster. Throughout the years, in the past 10 years.
Unironically, I'm finally reading the book Innovator's Dilemma. I've had it for over 2 or 3 years at this point. It was just on my to-do list. Finally got to it. So far, so good. Although I did discover some of the writing can be better. Some of it is not good, but.
In the past 20 years, you see the evolution of cell phones. You've seen the evolutions of cameras. You've seen the evolutions of cars. All this kind of technology change. You know what I mean? Everything changed in the past 25 years. But school and the format of school has been the same since Charlemagne. Not the God, just the guy that invented that system of us going to school. It hasn't changed. One dude in the front and then just talking. There was no innovation whatsoever. Oh yeah, you're gonna add a little screen here. You're gonna add a little acetate there to take some notes. You're gonna add a little PowerPoint there. But all in all, the evolution curve and it hasn't changed. the way that you want to entice people to learn and the tools that we have to learn really haven't changed that much. They're getting overran by technology, by evolution all around them. That's what happened to those companies that I stated before. Toys R Us didn't want to ship. Amazon was right there. Boom, got killed. If you don't evolve, if you don't innovate, you're gonna get eaten alive.
Toys R Us also had help in the form of private equity. There was also that. But we'll go.
All the technology that surrounds you. And that's the same thing that happened with school. I ain't mad at it. I'm just like, yeah, of course it happens to you. Go ahead.
Teachers have tried to AI-proof assignments, returning to blue books or to switching to oral exams. Brian Patrick Green, a tech ethics scholar at Santa Clara University, immediately stopped assigning essays after he tried ChatGPT for the first time. Less than 3 months later, teaching a course called Ethics in Artificial Intelligence, he figured a low-stakes reading reflection would be safe. Surely no one would dare to use ChatGPT to write something personal. But one of his students turned in a reflection with robotic language and awkward phrasing that Green knew was AI-generated. A philosophy professor across the country at University of Arkansas at Little Rock caught students in ethics and technology class using AI to respond to the prompt.
Wow.
Briefly introduce yourself and say what you're hoping to get out of this class.
Damn, that is...
Nah, that's crazy. Even for that prompt, just introducing yourself.
Priest can't even defend that one. He's just, man, we cooked. Wow. Damn.
And say what you want. They're using AI. Troy Gilmore, a poet, a philosopher, and Cal State Chico ethics professor, has concerns. Massive numbers of students are going to emerge from universities with degrees and into the workforce who are essentially illiterate, both in the literal sense and in the sense of being historically illiterate and having no knowledge of their own culture, much less anyone else's. Interesting. See, I don't know how much...
This, even though it's going to be a detriment as a whole to the society, this could benefit me immensely because I'm very competent. I'm competent without AI. I can also build my own AI. That was my focus when I was in undergrad, and I also did some of my graduate studies in that. So I have that. So that on top of if I actually want to use AI, honestly, I think AI is kind of trash, but like as it gets better, I become that much more valuable because not only do I know how to solve problems without all this AI without help, but I know how to do stuff, which is useful. I know how to speak and have original thoughts and give critical feedback, not just go to ChatGPT. Yeah, man, crazy. Let's keep going.
I agree with that because a lot of the people I know who got degrees don't end up using any of it in their workplace. For a lot of them, some of them
degree isn't for your work.
That's
not the point of a degree.
Medicine or something, but in a lot of other spots, the degrees is just a little piece of paper you do to get some. How many times have you guys seen somebody who has a degree in something that has literally zero relation to what they're working on in the professional setting? And then you have to ask yourself, like, how much value does this degree have outside of the piece of paper? And like, college is good for a lot of things. It's formative in that you get to meet people, work on assignments. Also, you kind of learn how to bury your head and do a lot of work and push yourself, which, those are decent skills. And in some cases, people are taking majors where they kind of learn some decent soft skills. But outside of that, it's like, for how much money you put in,
it's a business. It's a business.
A lot of them, I don't really care. I think there's some majors where I would agree with you, but not in a lot of them.
No, there's a lot of. To be able to sustain to those degrees that, you need them, you need some bullshit degrees that are going to get people to the school, pay a tuition.
I don't like, even though I know what they're saying, bullshit degree, I am of the mindset that, and by the way, my mindset is not an original thought. I came up under my professors at Trinity, and their mindset was that Trinity, well, maybe I won't say Trinity, but universities, it's not their responsibility to prepare you for the workforce. Their responsibility is to teach you how to think, how to learn, how to apply rigor to everything that you do. The job is simply like, that's just something that happens as a result of you being competent. So, I went to a liberal arts college, very, very traditional, what university systems are supposed to be. And I still carry that with me to this day. So I never got it in my head that a degree is for a job. or I need to take certain courses for a job. We were encouraged to take courses that we were interested in. We were also encouraged to take courses that we were not interested in. One of the goals that my school has for all of its students is for everyone to come out well-rounded, meaning that, you know, like, yes, I'm a computer science major, but what you may find out if you were around me long enough is that I'm very capable in a lot of different areas that are completely unrelated to computer science. And initially, I didn't realize that until I got into the workforce, and I started to realize that, you know, compared to my peers, like it seemed like I don't know, it was just weird. They I don't understand. And I started to question. I'm like, these people have degrees? I used to think that. I was like, man, and this is kind of what got me in my mindset of, man, maybe where you go to school does matter. So it's been based off my experience where, you know, those who go to school to be prepared for a job, they really lack creative problem solving skills. And that's not all of them. I want to be clear, it's not all of them, but it's a good majority of them.
That's going to be able to fund the school. I need the rest of it to fund whatever is fundamental.
Yeah.
So I'm going to create a bunch of degrees in social economics in the new era of nobody gives a fuck. That's not a real degree, but it generates money. And people are going to be like, I got a degree. It's bullshit science, but I got a degree. With the few people that are accepted in, for example, health, I'm going to need a bunch of people that are going to be able to subsidize that and pay for the teachers and pay the salary of everybody that's teaching and all the people that are maintaining the school. So I got to create some bullshit things. It's just the same thing as dance schools. Remember dance schools? Well, you have the elite groups and the people that do competitions.
Yeah.
Well, you are going to
Wait,
need
is he talking about like Juilliard? I think that it's valuable to have art schools. This is coming from scientists and engineers. I think that the humanities, the arts, the sciences, philosophy, even business, even them. I think all of these things are valuable to our society. We shouldn't overvalue one thing at the expense of other things. Who wants to live in a world that doesn't have art? That doesn't have beauty? That doesn't have people who seek out truth that's not just scientific in nature, but also regarding the human condition and our place on earth and how do we improve our, I think these things are incredibly valuable to a society. We need a well-rounded society. I don't want to live in a society that is composed of only engineers, because engineers think in a very specific way. And as an engineer, I can admit this, there's certain things about how I think that I can agree with other people that it's not the best for most people. Because I'm not thinking about it from a human point of view. I'm thinking of things from a systems point of view. And a lot of times, and I've gotten better about it as I've gotten older, but a lot of times I could give a fuck about the people in it. And that's the problem. We need people who care about the people. We need people who can balance people like me out and say, hey, I know you want to do X, Y, and Z, but that won't be a good thing because these things will happen. Because I'm not going to think of it on my own. So I need these other people doing what they're saying are BS degrees to be there and provide guardrails and to challenge me and to push back on some of the things. And when I say me, I'm talking about, you know, engineers and scientists and whoever else exists. I'm sorry, my worldview is very limited to just those.
Bunch of nobodies are never gonna dance and never gonna do nothing in their life with dance, but they feel good about themselves, so they can't dance. They don't have the capacity to dance, but I'm gonna create a bullshit dance like funk, jazz that don't exist.
You're hating, bro.
Yes, absolutely, but I'm also right. So I'm gonna create those bitch ass things that do not. I'm not saying that the funk doesn't exist, but the dance, funk,
Yeah.
No.
There's no
And
such
then
thing.
I'm going to create that, but it's more money in my pockets, and I'm able to subsidize a bit, and then I get people back in my school. It's just a business. Same thing.
Professors are using different kinds of software, or they're putting in Trojan horses in some of the text that they're sending, because basically what happens is students are doing the text, they're copy pasting and throwing it in. So they'll have a text about metaphysics and then they'll throw like, I love Dua Lipa. So when it goes to ChatGPT, as they write the whole thing, they're going to do something about Dua Lipa in the text. But the student who's not revising it, we're going to miss a lot of these. So teachers catch them. And so teachers feel like for them, it's very obvious, according to this article here, it's very obvious to them when people are using AI. However, the author writes, still, while professors may think they're good at detecting AI-generated AI-generated writing, studies have found that they're actually not. One published in June 2024 used fake students' profiles to slip 100% AI-generated work into professors' grading piles at UK University. The professor failed to flag 97%.
Damn.
97% of the 100 stuff they could not find.
You know what that tells me is that we are getting close to AI fully passing the Turing test. It may already be there. It may already be there, but right now, we may already be at that point.
Of course, their job is to correct, not to flag shit.
But my point is, they're confident that they can, but they're not. That means this cheating is rampant. If what I heard, even people I know who go to school, like, yeah, I use ChatGPT pretty often. Some people to lesser degrees, but a lot of people used it, and it's only going to get better and more efficient. Many teachers now seem to be in a state of despair. In the fall, Sam Williams was teaching an assistant for a writing intensive class on music and social change at University of Iowa. Officially, didn't allow students to use AI at all. Williams enjoyed reading and grading the class's first assignment, a personal essay that asked the students to write about their own music taste. Then on the second assignment, an essay on the New Orleans jazz era. Many of his students' writing essays changed drastically. Worse were the ridiculous factual errors. Multiple essays contained entire paragraphs on Elvis Presley, born in 1935, 15 years after the jazz era. I literally told my class, hey, don't use AI, but if you're going
You
to
should have
cheat,
just failed them
cheat
all.
in a way that's intelligent. You can't just copy what spits out. William knew that most of the students in his general education class were not destined to be writers, but he thought the work of getting from a blank page to a few semi-coherent pages was above all else a lesson in effort. I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, we're in college. Can we stop with this whole fucking effort thing? Like, teach me useful shit. It's just...
Wait, what? No, you go to a vocational school to learn. Like, these are all... What? This is my problem. College has been... It's now this... It's just to prepare you for the workforce. That... Your job, it's their responsibility to train you to perform the job that they're going to pay you to do. Not the universities. Because the university doesn't really benefit from the economic value that you generate for your job. So it should be the job. But the problem is that a lot of these corporations and just even small entities, they don't want to put in the time, money, effort into training their workforce. And I understand why. There's reasons for everything. I have to look at it from both angles. People jump around all the time. So let's say that it takes 2 years to get someone competent so where they're not a waste of the company's money. And believe it or not, when you first start a job and you're fresh out of college, you don't make the company money. You actually cost the company money. That's why it's harder for you to get a job. It's because you are a liability. Even if you're not being paid, someone has to take time away from doing stuff that's actually valuable, that produces money, to come and try to bring you up to speed. And, that can cause all kinds of issues. It can add undue stress because, these people still got to do their work. It could also add stress in the fact that people don't necessarily like being told that they have to go and train other people, especially if they're not that kind of person where they like that. So it's a lot of things to think about. And from the company's perspective, if they're going to invest, potentially tens of thousands to, even up to $100,000 in making sure that you're trained to do the job. And then after you've trained, you just up and leave because, other company's going to give you an offer because you're now competent. They don't have to train you. They're going to pay you. Well, what's the likelihood of you staying with that company? So this could be one of the issues of having at will, but I don't want to get rid of at will employment. It actually is a good forcing function. It's why we are a more dynamic society than, more dynamic workforce than other countries have. It's because it's harder to fire people, so people don't have a strong incentive to work their asses off. People they don't really get paid that much, so there's not really an incentive to work hard. There's a lot of things wrong with some of the other countries when it comes to workforce dynamism. Think about the amount of innovation that comes out of America versus a place like Europe. The reason why a lot of innovation happens here is due to the fact that we are a more dynamic workforce.
That's a personal pet peeve of mine. I'm not the big go to school is good, not for me because of that shit.
Yes, we can see.
I hate that shit so fucking much.
You don't want to do effort?
It's not about doing effort. I don't want to do pointless effort. Like, don't make me write. That's one thing I hate about my government job. Like when I worked for the military, it's like, this is why I quit. I quit because I remember giving a workload, finished it in 2 hours, and they got mad at me because there's like, don't you have more to do? I'm like, no, I did everything and then some. I got reprimanded.
Because you were efficient.
Because I was too efficient. And literally my boss told me, I don't care. Just look busy. And I realized I could never be there. And that's what a lot of this schooling bullshit is. Look busy. That will kill people's soul.
I see that.
Pretending I'm offering something of value. Like, give me more projects. Give me stuff that's... No, we don't do that.
You went in the military thinking it was about having a soul?
Yeah, of course.
The less that you have a soul, the better you perform. You're here to perform a task. And if you're good, it's not that the best military is not someone... The best person, the best soldier is going to be if he is able to...
Just carry out orders. That's
task.
it. Yeah.
Like what they did. Look busy. All right. You're not supposed to be all right. You're not supposed to be like.
Not supposed to think. Yeah, you're supposed to carry out the action. Doesn't matter
about that. Look busy. That's why people can't handle it most of the time. Or you go out. It kills you.
Preach understands it, but that's the point. That's the point. It has to.
You're not supposed to have one to do that job perfectly. Every task that they're asking you, yeah, man, it's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you just because they're not asking you to think. They're not asking you to evolve. They're making you some things that that make sense. I remember when I was in the kid, that's the thing that they were letting us know is like, yeah, you arrive on time to wait more. That's what you was. You wait. It was a waiting game. Go ahead.
But that one doesn't bother me. I think you should be early to stuff because you should be ahead of schedule. If you're not ahead of schedule, you're late. That one is a bit different, but I get what you're saying overall. I understand what you're saying. Daniel, a computer science major at University of Florida, told me that he remembers the first time he tried GPT vividly. He marched down the hall to his high school computer. He said, whipped out his Chromebook to show him. I was like, dude, have you seen this? My dad can look back on Steve Jobs' iPhone keynote and think, yeah, that was a big moment. That's what it was like for me. Looking at something I would go on to use every day for the rest of my life. AI has made Daniel more curious. He likes whenever he has a question, he can quickly access a thorough answer. But when he uses AI for homework, he often wonders, if I took the time to learn that instead of just finding it out, would I have learned more? Probably. At school, he asked ChatGPT to make sure his essays are polished and grammatically correct, to write the first few paragraphs of his essay when he's short on time, to handle the grunt work of his coding classes, to cut basically all the cuttable corners. Sometimes he knows his use of AI is a clear violation of student conduct, but most of the time it feels like he's in a gray area. I don't think anyone calls seeing a tutor cheating, right? But what happens when a tutor starts writing your lines for you on your paper? I mean, listen, we can say this has merit, doesn't have merit, but it's cheating, you know.
Yeah. I had a tutor, and when I had my calculus exams, she was not there to take it. I had to do that. It was my opportunity to prove that, no, not only she did a good job, but also I did a good job. And yeah, honestly, I wanted to visit her when I was in Vietnam. But when I was in Thailand, I wanted to go to Vietnam. I had planned to go visit her because that's where she's from and that's where she lives. And I have another friend from there. And, I've had some help to get to where I am. So I wanted to go back because, it's like when we're all kids, and I call myself a kid even though I was technically grown. We're all kids in college. We all have these ideas and all these things, and I think it would have been cool. I don't know if she'd be happy or proud. We're the same age, we're the same class, but it's just like, it's because of you that I was able to accomplish these things. You should be glad, You did something. You made a difference in the world.
It is. Mark, a freshman math user at the University of Chicago, admitted to a friend that he used ChatGPT more than usual to help him code one of his assignments. His friend offered a somewhat comforting metaphor. He said, you can be a contractor building a house and use all your power tools, but at the end of the day, the house won't be there without you. It's just really hard to judge. Is this my work?
No, it's not your work. It's trained on my work. What are you talking about?
AI ended. Would he be upset if he caught a romantic partner sending him an AI-generated poem? I guess the question is what the value of the proposition, the thing you're given. Is it that they created it, or is it that the value of the thing itself? In the past, giving someone a letter usually did both things. These days, he sends handwritten notes after he drafted them using ChatGPT. There's like a bunch of stories like this, but essentially,
hey, at least he's writing it.
Redefined by this whole AI invasion.
I am mad at it.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm still marinating on it, but at the end of the day, tools for efficiency are here, and I don't think there's a way to stop them. When the internet came along, it changed our lives forever. And I remember teachers being very much against it when it first started. I think this is much of the same, but
to a different degree.
Just a different degree.
Yeah.
I still had to cite my sources. How are these kids citing their sources if it's coming from ChatGPT? Right? Like, and not only cite the sources, that meant that I had to read the sources. So I ended up learning all these other things that, you know, like he's saying, oh, it's not important, but you don't know what's important. How do you know it's not important? There's certain things that I thought were stupid and a waste of my time, but here I am 10 years, 15 years after the fact, now realizing just how valuable certain things that I was forced to do or learn are. Like, why do I have to take a religion credits at my school? I didn't understand it at the time, but now I don't look back and regret it. I'm actually kind of happy that I had to be exposed to these things because it changed how I think about a lot of things. You know, it made me understand the human condition a little better. It made me understand how certain cultures think what they think or why they think what they think. Man, I think college is such a great thing, but yeah, it's probably going to be ruined. Anyway, I think I've talked to myself a little bit too long. I want to go crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. I've already liked my stream, so I can't like it again. So if you're on the VOD, which is unlikely, just give it a thumbs up. That helps, and you can subscribe. So yeah, until then, y'all have a good rest of the day. Y'all, me, bye, I guess. Then yeah, I think there's 2 people watching, so y'all have a good night. I might be back later. We'll see. Like later today, we'll see. Probably not, but we'll see. Y'all have a good one. Peace.